are now tuned in to Hits 92.3, where we take great pride in personal expression of one's feelings, thoughts, or ideals. What you're getting ready to hear on this show are the opinions of the hosts and their guests, and they do not reflect the opinions of Hits 92.3 radio station, the brand, management, staff, their respective advertisers, parent companies, or affiliates. Now stay tuned as this show begins in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's another beautiful night. I'm Ross to Twilight, and you in the best place in the world to be. On top of the motherfucking moon. From the desert to Willie Inn and Ken to Misfit, featuring the legendary Music Soul Child. This one is called Red Money Carlo. Keep it locked right here on Glass House Radio. One with ain't gon' get dog that I used to cry, baby. Those were always on the side. I miss those
The love, world renaissance, a whole cruise on Harlem Night. World musical, I had the privilege to see it twice. Name illuminated in lights, the future was kites. Starring my favorite flower pot made famous in life. She grew the concrete and blossomed right in front of my eyes. Loved her so much I became the character when she applied. We had an unforgettable season, the ratings were high. Stars with the love, with the light of the sky. Something happened in season 2 when we brought it all back. It was not the connection or even love that we lacked, but sometimes storylines change. It hurts when it's facts. I know that we ain't even talk, but I talk better than tracks. You were a renaissance, a whole cruise on all the nights. You were the breeze, you were the brush, you were everything right. Cheers to the love story that we were both in. Lord knows I missed the ride we both rode in.
ain't gon' get dog that I used to cry. Those were always on the side. I miss those nights.
I remember the drive we rode to Satellite Beach, which inspired a classic, but you inspired the rich. We did something for the city, bro. We taught them to love. Purple Heart Highway, I never thanked you enough. I never thanked you for the light. You really shined. It was night, one of the darkest, but you came in Vegas, wanted to fight. Lit it up, and that's why this took the longest to write. Forever must be nice, but really is it life? I heard absence makes the heart grow fonder and fall back. I mean, we could have traveled, but the rough with a car day. It seems like time has got a hold of us. It's not letting go until we do. But who am I without the star of the show? But maybe that's all life is trying to give me to see. Set my mind free and then I find me. I don't know, this was a tough one. Don't mind me. That red car and you, good times. It reminds me. Lord knows. Color red. Yeah, that's what we called it. I still had that car right now. I take it back down to Satellite Beach. That's what love was, you know. Rose, we were bigger than big. Just a nod to everything we did. Yeah.
God knows I miss that red car. One with mama's car on the side. Ain't gon' get dog that I used to cry. Strawberry light, take
What's up? All my truckers out there, I need y'all to be tuned in to All Hustle, No Fear each and every morning. We will be in your ear, keeping you awake, making sure you don't roll over that slow ass car in front of you, or you get to your destination safely, okay? Make sure you tune in, leave them lot lizards alone, and listen to All Hustle, No Fear each and every morning for 7 to 10 a.m., waking you up in the best way. All you got to do is download Hits 92.3 ATL's app in the iTunes store or the Android, Google Play, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. Download it and listen. All of y'all CBD 492 Burger 495. Breaker 49, Breaker 49. We've got a hot body on the radio right now, sounding real good, giving us orgasms. Let us go ahead and tune in right now to Hits 92.3, the real definition of internet radio. Over and out.
Why would I be afraid of pressure, nigga? I grew up in pressure. I tried to tell him he himself he was too busy doing impression. I had to stop listening to niggas that was out here talking, they ain't had no message. I get directed to business. They don't want to see me with no pressure. And he trying to find him in heaven in the middle of hell. These niggas crazy, I bet he buy me tell. I'm on the boys like I missed it. Hit the block like I hit it. I been saving my girl, still raising my budget. But I'm still back in my budget. I sit back and I think when I'm bloody. The real niggas cry when they chopping up onions. It's gonna be a cold, rainy day in hell for all little niggas like you stop me. Better that extra kid can't stop. Nigga, my ass shut. You said God, said I'm praying for all my niggas to come home. These niggas sent home to watch you. I was praying for that dude to come home. These niggas sent home cars. I bet they playing with me. I already still the shit. These niggas saw traffic coming and went late in the street. You gotta wake up and make that shit happen that you got in your dream. If it's pressure that you apply, make sure it's on point like it came with a beat. Why would I be afraid of pressure, nigga? I grew up in pressure. I tried to tell him be yourself, he was too busy doing impression. I had to stop listening to niggas that was out here talking, they ain't had no message. I get directed to business. They don't want to see me with no pressure. I'm already out of the Beverly Hills, we gotta weather the chills. It's easy to walk away from a deal when that shit ain't really a deal. These niggas always talk about something, they really don't be talking about nothing. And they gon' get mad every damn time when you tell them they ain't talking about nothing. It's gonna be a cold, rainy day in hell for all little niggas like you stop me. Maybe that extra cheese can't slide, nigga, my ass shut. Say God, so I'm praying for all my niggas to come home, these niggas sent home to Cosby. I'm praying for Larry Hoover to come home, these niggas sent home Cosby.
What's up? You are now tuned in to Hits 92.3, the real definition of internet radio.
Not one. Come too far to be worried about a bitch. Run my bread, motherfucker, that's it. have your bitch back, I don't cuff 'em. Keep 'em long distance, I don't trust 'em. Talk a lot of shit till I hush 'em. Quiet. Fuck all these hoes, bone from side. Bitch try to kill me with all that hatred. Still ain't died. Shit, I had a whole damn city disliking a nigga. Still ain't high. Jig ain't poppin' like she say she is. Bitch, hold them lies. Tell these hating ass niggas and bitches they can suck what's between my thighs. Fuck 'em, fuck 'em, fuck 'em. Bitch, don't kill my vibe. I don't give a fuck about none of these hoes. Off top, let me make shit clear to these hoes. Let me make shit clear to these hoes. Off top, let me make shit clear to these hoes. I don't give a fuck about none of these hoes. Off top, let me make shit clear to these hoes. Let me make shit clear to these hoes. Off top, let me make shit clear to these hoes. I don't give a fuck about them. 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 Not one. I don't give a fuck about them. 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 Not one. Fuck that nigga. Fuck that bitch. Fell down 5. Got back up 6. Bitch, I'm saucy. Bitch, I'm rich. Bitch, I'm drippin'. Bitch, I'm lit. Fuck that nigga. Fuck that bitch. Fell down 5. Got back up 6. Bitch, I'm saucy. Bitch, I'm rich. Bitch, I'm drippin'. Bitch, I'm lit. It ain't my fault you ain't getting no ends out here. Bitch, I earned. It ain't my fault that you thrive off me being down. Bitch, I'm turned. I used to give a fuck what a hoe had to say, but bitch, I learned. If it ain't by the check, ain't no need for you to check. So these hoes is none of my concern. Tell a nigga run my end before I make contact 10. Late on my 5-0-10, I cannot pretend. Me and lame hoes don't blend. Fuck what you thought in your opinion. No new friends. I don't need to make no amends. I don't need to follow no trends. Fuck them. Fuck, give a fuck about none of these hoes. At the hook, come tell their ass again. Woo. Fuck about none of these hoes. Off top, let me make shit clear. These hoes. Let me make shit clear. These hoes. Off top, let me make shit clear. These hoes. I don't give a fuck about none of these hoes. Off top, let me make shit clear. These hoes. Let me make shit clear. These hoes. Off top, let me make shit clear. These hoes. I don't give a fuck about them. 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 Not one. I don't give a fuck about them. 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 Not one.
I just want to run my business and do ratchet shit with my friends, and that's it. That's it. That's it.
You are now tuned in to All Hustle and No Fear with your girl, the Hood Unicorn. Come on, let's go.
Back against the wall, last name against the ropes. Middle finger stretched, if you thinking it's a joke, tell my friend I'm about to blow, 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 about to blow.
I'm about to blow up, baby. What's up? What's up? What's up? It's your girl, the Hood Unicorn, here on Hits 92.3, the real definition of internet radio. Starting that moon countdown. That's right. We are counting down to 500 episodes. Hold on. I can give myself a round of applause on this one. Yes, baby. Yes. All Hustle, No Fear has been on the air now since 2019, and we've been killing this thing. We've been growing, and we've been glowing. 2-bar baby in this biatch. And on Thursday, we will have our 500th episode. So for everybody out there who can hear my voice, I'm going to be saying this all day. I don't care, and I don't play. If you want to be in the studio, definitely let me know. I'll shoot you the address, but I'm also going to do a Instagram today, letting y'all know, you know what I'm saying, where we at and how to get up in here. We will be here early in the morning, starting things off. And I'm telling you right now, don't come through if you ain't trying to do what we do. Okay? Because let me tell you something. All I want to do is run my business and do ratchet ass shit with my ratchet ass friends. And that's it. All right, we gonna have a good time, not a long time, but we gonna have some fun up in here. So make sure if you want to come celebrate with the Hood Unicorn, you can. If you can't be in the building, but you still want to celebrate, you still want to show support, go ahead and go to allhustlenofear.com. Go to paraphernalia at the top and get you your All Hustle No Fear gear. Okay, baby. We start this day off each and every morning by doing what? Motivating the hell out of you. Why? Because you need to start your day off with some positivity. Because
Somebody opened up the portal and Sam and Dean haven't closed that bad boy off yet, okay? So, until then, we gonna do what we gotta do to get through what's going on with the rest of the world, right? And I had an epiphany. It's a way for me to get you guys to understand something, okay? I love hyperboles. I love what's them things called? I got a brain fart. Anyways, I like using storytelling to get my point across. Proverbs, if you would like. And I had an epiphany this weekend, and it really kind of just sat with me for a little bit. So I'm gonna throw it at you, and hopefully you can catch it. And if you can't, come back again, and maybe it makes sense later on for you. But I've been walking around now for months with this big sign on my Gmail saying that you have 95% left storage. You have 98% left storage. You have, right at 99.99% left storage. So what did I do? I upgraded my account. I bought more storage. Now, if you don't know this about me, let me be very clear. I'm not cheap. I'm very frugal, though. And what I mean by that is it's got to make me want to buy it. I don't care about your propaganda. I don't care about your marketing tactics. I don't care about your guilt trips. If I don't want to pay for it and I don't want to buy it, I'm not going to do it. And some things just don't make sense to me. So I upgraded for the first upgrade. It's only $2 a month. I can deal with that because I need this storage because I have a lot of content. Okay. So if you know anything about Google isn't just the email. It's also your Google Drive. It's also your pictures. It's a lot of things that go into that Google storage. Now, I've upgraded and we're good now. They gave me just a little bit to keep me pacified. But within a couple of months, I used up that storage as well. It's gone. And now here's that blinking light again telling me, hey, you are over full. You need to do something about this. It's time to let something go, or you need to upgrade. Y'all hear what I'm saying? It's time to let something go, or you need to upgrade. This weekend, it maxed out. It hit critical override. It said you can't get not a another email. You can't save not a another picture. You can't write not a another article. And now I'm getting worried. I've waited so long to fix this. Y'all hear me? I've waited so long to fix this now that it's at critical mass and there's nothing else I can do, but I have to address this situation. So the first thing I thought of was, man, I'm going to have to get a new email address, but I've had this email address for years. It's connected to my bills. It's connected to my trading. There are things that I'm not even sure will allow me to change the email address, nor do I necessarily know who I need to get in contact with so I can change this email address. So again, I'm worried and I'm getting frustrated. But instead of breaking down and losing my shit, I decide let's spend some time figuring out what we can let go of and how we can get rid of it. So I go through all of my emails and I've deleted everything. There's no spam there. I don't have 10,000 emails waiting to be opened. It's clear, but it only took away a little bit. So I say it's got to be my content. And I go to my content and I start getting rid of pictures and videos and excess. Some of the stuff is copied 4 and 5 times. I got the same picture 5 times. Y'all, I swear to God, if this is a collector. All hustle, no fear. How may I help? Hello?
Don't make me whoop your ass.
Okay, if you're gonna whisper, speak up. I don't have time to play games. I'm on the radio live. I will hang up in 2 seconds. What's up?
Don't make me whoop your ass.
Because, see, I don't have time for people playing games. Okay, so as I was saying, I started going through and I started getting rid of things that I was holding on to that I did not need. They were unnecessary. They weren't useful for me. So I started to delete, and I've deleted and I've deleted and I've deleted. And then I realized after getting 2 years into these deletions that I was holding on to things that were unnecessary for me. I didn't need them, and they were filling up my storage so much that they were burning it and holding it down. What I'm saying is, what are you walking around carrying that you think you need? That you've just been carrying this for so long that it has your storage filled up to the brim, and you might not be able to accept anything else. And I'm not talking about people. I'm not saying that, are you holding on to people necessarily? Are you holding on? You might be holding on to ideas. You might be holding on to something that is burdening you down, and you need to release it. And whether that release means actually doing it, actually engaging in it, and not just sitting there holding on to it, knowing that it's on your heart. But it might be releasing it, meaning this ain't good for you anymore. I don't know what your situation is. What I'm saying to you is sometimes you need to go into your storage and you need to look through everything and one by one decide, is this something that I need to pay attention to? Is this something that I need to hold on to? Or is this something I need to let go of? Is this filling my storage up so much, so completely, that eventually I'm not going to be able to bring something else in? I'm gonna tell you something else. Some of y'all hold on to every single little thing that happens to you, and you can't let it go. And it's not allowing you to move forward because you have so much baggage that you're holding on to in your storage. I went through some of these pictures and some of this content, and some of it, yes, I cannot get rid of. Oh God, the pictures of my babies, I will never, can't get rid of those. But you know, couple pictures I might have messed around and sent to my husband from a weird angle, you know, like a quick little, we can delete that. There's no reason to hold that. All of those screenshots that I have for no reason, we can go ahead and delete those. All of those weird ass, you know, mini videos that I took that was just in the moment, but that I never did anything with them and knew I wasn't going to do anything with them because it wasn't y'all business. But in the moment, I thought it was. I deleted all of that. Go through your mental Rolodex and your mental storage and decide, what are you hanging on to that is not necessarily necessary for you, that you don't need, and release that storage. All right. So hopefully that helps somebody out. Hopefully somebody out there got to hear a word that they needed. We've got a great day planned for you today. I'm in here early today because I have a guest on day. I've decided, so just working things out. People who've been with the show, you already know. I've been taking my daughter to school in the morning, and I'm enjoying it because, you know, we like that little time. We get to talk and everything like that. But I've got a great guest coming in today, and he used to have a show here on Hits 92.3, but he's moved on with his life to do other things, which is amazing, and I'm very, very proud of him. but we're going to have a real mental conversation about mental health today. So hopefully you guys will stay tuned for that. It's also Monday, and you already know on Mondays we got plans. What do we talk about on Mondays? Well, one of the things that we talked about is who got fired, okay? And I found this absolutely positively hilarious because what do I call it? I call it, bruh, I got fired. One of my first articles that we're going to read to you is about somebody who got fired for saying bruh. Okay, so I thought that was absolutely hilarious. We also have got lunch money, cocaine delivers, and later on in the day, we've got boss moves. On boss moves, we've got a TikTok timeout. We've got MJQ, standalone, Black Barbies, and health food. If we get to all of those. And then we also have some Ask the Hoods available, and I'd love to hear our guest opinion on that. So I need you guys to stay tuned because All Hustle, No Fear is here for you. And last but not least, if you were the person who just called playing on the phone, please don't. I just don't have the energy, the time, or the ability to facilitate your foolishness, okay? So I'm going to turn the ringer back on because I need to give other people the opportunity to call in if they want to engage in the show. The phone number is 404-254-4347. Otherwise, mind your manners. Okay, y'all know how I feel. This is All Hustle No Fear on Hits 92.3, the real definition of internet radio. I will be right back. You will be right back. And while we're gone, what you're going to do is tell a friend to tune in. Hits 92.3.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is All Hustle, No Fear on Hits 92.3. And every morning you wake up with us because we rock your mic.
Mm-hmm. How big is your mic, Sunshine?
Big enough to interview you with.
DJ Monte. Yeah, wanna talk to me? You tryna know my name, but I ain't on tonight. I'm just tryna feel the vibe. You don't know what to say, you're just tryna swing my way. Oh, I know you see the light. You just tryna get inside. I'm just tryna sing my song. Me and my girls keep out. No need to touch at all. You can look, but just don't touch. Give me a fit to leave me alone. Now tell me who's in charge. Your ego's way too small. I know you wanna be nice. I wanna know my name, but I ain't know tonight. Come and talk to me nice. Ooh, you really wanna know my name, but I ain't know tonight. I'm just here for a good time. I better get you fantasizing. I can see it all in your eyes. I know I got you hypnotized. Yeah, I'm just here for a good time. I better get you fantasizing. I can see it all in your eyes. I know I got you hypnotized. Yeah, don't touch, that's all, baby. Don't me, that's always. It's firework, it's all in a day. Consider this a perk if I'm all in your face. Like, who want it? You got it. I got it. I got it. Egypt, one building a day. You're looking for a body, it's right in your face. Yeah, I'm just trying to sing my song. Me and my girls keep on. No need to touch at all. You can look, but just don't touch. Give me a fit to leave me alone. Now tell me who's in charge. Your ego's way too small. I know you wanna be nice. You really wanna know my name, but I ain't I'm just here for a good time. I better get you fantasizing. I can see it all in your eyes. I know I got you hypnotized. Yeah, I'm just here for a good time. I better get you fantasizing. I can see it all in your eyes. I know I got you hypnotized. Yeah.
life I live, you couldn't wish it, nigga. Stayed down, seen a bigger picture. Outside since a little nigga, just a solid kid, but I'm built different. Ocean views from the fucking ride. No gimmick, just a dope vibe. Huh? You can be first class. Yeah, it don't matter, I got plenty of time to spare for you. Yeah, that's if I care for you. Deadlines. Yeah, it don't matter, I got plenty of time to spare for you. Yeah, that's if I care for you. It's dope. I said, smoking good, this shit hit different. Heard you talking, but I wasn't listening. Zoned out off good piff. Smelling good in Saks Fifth. Smoking good, this shit hit different. Heard you talking, but I wasn't listening. Zoned out off good piff. Smelling good in Saks Fifth. Kush be my cologne. Yeah, you know I'm smoking strong. Took them risks and made it home. Dog, you know everybody can't go. Real G, I'm made for this. In these streets, they dangerous. Dog, them boys can't hang with us. Tweaking got them Friday problems. Must be on that angel dust. If I say I love you, then that means you gain my trust. Hey, riding with Don Coasty, yeah, this shit get dangerous. Hey, grandma pray for us. Hey, fake the play on Foolie, I was short with a finesse. Go!
Just want my time, taste of this vibe. Say what you want, I'm still gigging, little baby, you want in this ride. Just speaking your mind, still a big toast to my brothers. Closer than cousins, your blood just be more to discussion. Dubs in my line with percussion, no it ain't nothing. Let bitch cook the dough, now it jumping. Whipping my thumb in my pinky, shocker who blacker the flow with me, fatter no chini. Believe me, it's easy to be what you be if you get off your ass, but don't take it from me. Top of this flight to the soles of your feet. Keep it 100 and on all three. Part of my speech while I kick up my feet. Feel like them waters is always in reach.
You can be first class. Yeah, it don't matter, I got plenty of time to spare for you. Yeah, that's if I care for you. Deadlines. Yeah, it don't matter, I got plenty of time to spare for you. Yeah, that's if I care for you. It's dope. I said,
Hey, the secret's out. Hits 92.3 is now accepting submissions for brand new shows. That's right, you could become a radio personality right here on Hits 92.3, the real definition of internet radio. You don't have experience? That's okay. You don't live in Georgia? That's okay. You don't know what to do now? Now that's not okay. But your girl is here to help you out. Email us today at hits923newshow@gmail.com and tell us about your potential show with Hits. Again, that email address is hits923newshow@gmail.com. Don't be last. The slots are filling fast.
Hey, get your own show today. Hey, get your own show today. Hey. What's up? This is your girl, the Hood Unicorn. I'm right here on Hits 92.3. Y'all, okay, so I was just going through Instagram real quick, right? Oh, that's a cute little dress. I was going through Instagram real quick, right? And I just saw that the Shade Room just posted congratulations to Sophia Grace, one of the girlies from the 2011 viral performance of Super Bass on Ellen. Y'all remember when them two little girls came on Ellen and they was all dancing and they was singing Super Bass, and then Ellen brought her back and they brought Nicki Minaj out. Them little girls was little tiny tots, little tater tots. You know what I'm saying? Little mini people. They said congratulations because she just had her own baby. Baby, ain't nothing like seeing some little young babies grow up having babies to make you feel old as hell. Because what? This little girl's supposed to still be a little girl. You can't stand seeing kids grow up. That's crazy. But Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's get this thing a-langin' because we got a show for you today. It is time for Bruh, I Got Fired. You already know. We letting you know who got fired, who needed to get fired, who probably should get fired, and it's probably coming up like they gonna get fired. Now, the first one I have is actually called Bruh, I Got Fired. Why is it called Bruh, I Got Fired? Because somebody got fired for using the word bruh. Now, last time I checked, bruh was like a universal word. You know what I'm saying? It's like dude. You know, back in the day, remember dude, where's my car? I'm a dude. He's a dude. She's a dude. We're all dudes. That's bruh. I'm a bruh. She's a bruh. He's a bruh. We're all bruhs. Bruh is a universal word. At this point, bruh is non-binary. Does that help for you? You Percocet babies out there? Bruh is a non-binary word. Oh my God, I just got triggered when I said Percocet baby. We got to come back to a conversation. But anyways, listen to why this girl got fired. I mean, this person got fired because I can't remember if it's a girl or a boy, and I don't want to lie. But you know, it's a bruh because bruh is for everybody, right? Dallas Morning News reporter allegedly fired for calling mayor bruh on Twitter. Okay. A Dallas Morning newspaper reporter was left without a job after addressing Dallas Mayor Eric Johnson as bruh on Twitter last month. On February 11th, Johnson took to Twitter to claim that local media had no interest in reporting the city's drop in violent crime. Various local media outlets, including reporters from the Dallas Morning News who had covered the crime trend, as well as their readers, called out Johnson in the comments. Megan Mandrum, a reporter who had worked for the Dallas Morning News Education Lab since last summer, also chimed in, tweeting, bruh, national news is always going to chase the trend. Cultivate relationships with quality local news partnerships. Johnson criticized Magdrum's tweet, which has since been deleted, writing, "Gotta love when folks let their interest bias show. I get to be addressed by bruh by someone who writes for my local daily paper, whom I've never met." In an interview, Mangdrum told D Magazine, "Standing up for my colleagues and the work that we do when I know we're doing good and honest work is something I pride myself on and something that I look for in my colleagues and in my workplace. Well, however, these tweets, 3 days after she sent out the tweet, Mangdrum was fired for violating the paper's social media policy. She told D Magazine she was called in for a meeting with the paper's executive editor, Catrice Hardley, who, like the mayor, is also Black, and questioned if she still would have used the word bruh if the mayor were white. Mangdrum, who is white, replied, yes. I would never tell a person of color, oh, it wasn't racist, you shouldn't feel that way. But I know my intent, and it was not all about race. I use that word with my friends, and I tweet when I tweet about hockey. It's just part of my vernacular. I grew up in Central Florida, and you know, I'm a millennial." The meeting occurred the same day the Dallas News Guild held a union protest that Magdrum participated in and helped organize. Despite her firing, she continues to support union activities. In an email statement, Magdrum wrote, "I thought, though I'm devastated to have lost my job, I am disappointed with how management escalated the issue since I had never been disciplined or in trouble at the paper before. I think it is one alarming incident in a broader story of the challenges facing journalists at the Dallas Morning News and the company's union busting efforts." Okay, so the Dallas News Guild has filed a complaint with the National Labor Relations Board on her behalf, one of half a dozen filed in the past few months. Magdrum said she noted that in February, the company disbanded the team behind the paper's Spanish language publication, Al Dia. The affected reporters were assigned to new departments without any input or options, she wrote. They happen to be some of the paper's most underpaid staff members. All right, I'm not going to keep going on anymore about this. You can keep reading this story if you want to. It's on let me not lie to you guys. Oh, Dallas. I got it off of the Dallas Papers website. But this is the thing. Our kids, and not just our kids, hell, I'm a millennial. I say bruh. I call my husband bruh. Like it's vernacular, it's colloquial, it's the colloquialisms that we use in our speech. And I think it's just we have to ask ourselves what social media platforms are in what ways. Like every social media platform has its own personality. It has its own feel to it, right? When we get on Instagram's a little bit more fun. Instagram's a little bit more laid back. It's a little bit more like, hey, look at my life, but also buy my stuff. Facebook is more like a long story form, right? Like you can write out a whole 8 paragraphs worth of whatever you feel, and somebody is probably going to read it. You know what I mean? You can post your stories. You can post, those reposts of the videos you've been watching on YouTube, and you can like, hey, look at this conspiracy theory here. You can see what's going on with your family members and everything else. And then you've got Twitter, and Twitter is the wild, wild west. And on Twitter, you can see ass, you can see peen, you can sell, you can buy, you can say what you need as long as you only have 100 and whatever characters, right? But is bruh really so bad? Like there were so many other things or so many other ways that she could have addressed this person that could have actually been disrespectful. Let's talk about the news reporters who referred to Michelle Obama as a monkey or an ape or whatever they were saying about her. I don't think they got fired as fast. As a matter of fact, I don't think they got fired at all. I think we pulled up hey, this sucks. This isn't cool, and that was just it. I don't feel as though this girl should have been fired, and I absolutely agree with her. I do not feel as though this was her racism showing at all. I believe this was her age showing. She put herself in a place where she was extremely comfortable because she was tweeting, and I would really like to know the extent, because I haven't had to sign a social media contract yet, like saying that because of social media I will or I won't say things, or I will and won't represent the company however ways. I've got freedom to say whatever I want to say, and it's just gonna land back on me, right? But I would like to know the vagueness, or how strict is this policy, because I'm a journalist. I should be allowed to respond to things going on in my city. And what she said was absolutely correct. Hey, sir, we're going to chase the national stories. And if you don't feel as though you've been highlighted enough, or this particular story is getting the traction that you need, why don't you go ahead and partner with some people who can make this happen for you? You need to build and cultivate your relationships. I think this was taken entirely too far. And I don't even want to say out of context. I want to say it was more of a situation of, boomer, you tripping. And I don't even think the person who she was addressing was a boomer. I just think that you're coming off as that. I don't see this as one of those times where I am in agreement. Tam Spader, Tam Spader said it was the context, not the word. Mayor doesn't like to be held accountable. Okay, I'll take that. King Improvement Solutions said, irony of this story is the first thing I said after hearing this was, bruh. Like, come on now, bruh. This don't make no sense. And I'm with y'all. I'm absolutely with y'all with that. Greenfinger Said the world is so damn sensitive. We are in a soft time filled with soft people. When hard times come, we are screwed until hard people come forward. I absolutely agree with that as well. You know, so before we move on, since we're talking about soft people and soft times, has everybody seen the Walmart girl? Just go ahead if you on Instagram and you watching, give me some hearts if you've seen the little girl in Walmart over the last couple of days that was in there with her grandmother or with some older lady, and she was tearing up the place. If you know what I'm talking about on streaming, let me know. But I was watching this little Percocet baby, and I'm thinking to myself, this is one of those situations where we have gentle parented ourselves into a corner. Okay? Like we have gentle parent so much that we have taken away our ability to be a influence on our child. You can no longer influence this child. She believes she knows more than any adult, and that she has absolutely no repercussions. She has no accountability. She can do and say and act as if she wants to, and you still have to do for her. You still got to do whatever. Let me tell you something. I won't, and I will not. People going through the comments and just watching it and watching people say, you know, hey, I would have whooped her ass and I would have did this, that, and the third, and she need this. No, you wouldn't have. You wouldn't have, because you would have been too worried that somebody would have pulled the camera out on you and they would have took her away from you, or they would have arrested you, because you are no longer allowing a parent the option of providing discipline to children. And this has started way in the early 90s when them stay-at-home moms were trying to convince stay-at-home Caucasian moms were trying to convince black moms that no, all you have to do is put them in a timeout. You shouldn't spank your kids. That's not right. Now, don't get it twisted. I'm not saying that we need to take it as far as our parents have taken it in the past. I'm not saying that, you know, we need to get cholas thrown at us. I'm not saying that y'all should cut the cord off of the iron and beat your child with an extension cord. I live that life. I'm not saying, you know, you need switches or belts or anything else like that. But what I am saying is there are certain times where Bernie Mac was right, where you need to punch these kids dead in their sternum, where you need to let these kids know that you gonna do something that I might not, that you don't think I found out about, but I know that you did it, and I'm gonna make sure to get in your ass about it. You know what I'm saying? This gentle parenting, it can only go but so far. This letting everybody win, thinking everybody's supposed to get a trophy, thinking everybody is supposed, just because you showed up, that you get to show out. I don't think so. I don't think so. And listening to people tell how they would have handled the situation, and you have the extremities. You have one, and I use that word the way I wanted to use it. You got extremes where you got people on one side that's like, she just needs some love, she needs a hug, and you got other people that's like, I would have whooped the shit out of her. It needs to be something in the middle. Like there's something in the middle. I absolutely feel as though there are certain situations where, yes, the government needs to come in, or somebody needs to come in and help these children and save these children. That little girl whose mom shaved her head on purpose on Instagram for likes and follows and hee ha ha's, because I'm the adult and I can do this, and you didn't. That is mental. That is extreme. That is child abuse. I absolutely am not for that. But this little girl acting out in Walmart, trying to kick her grandma, fighting other adults, throwing stuff all over the ground. One or two things would have happened with me as the adult, as the parent. And y'all can call in 404-254-4347. Let me know how you feel about this, what your thoughts on it was. One or two things would have happened. Okay. One, I would have showed y'all how much I don't care about being embarrassed. And I would have showed out on that girl the same way that she throwing stuff and kicking and yelling and screaming. I would have mirrored her exact attitude. I would have made that little girl so embarrassed to be around me that she would have had to walk out of Walmart. I'm telling you, I would have started picking up all the dirt she threw on the ground, all the stuff she already messed up, because they made that lady pay for all that stuff. I would have started throwing that around too. I would have been putting it all over my face. I'd have been screaming, acting a fit. Y'all gonna take both of us. Y'all gonna commit us, because what you not gonna do is you not gonna sit up here and think that acting like this is gonna stop me from having getting in that ass. I'm gonna let you know that I'm just as crazy as you are, and if nothing else, I am crazier. The other thing I would have did, and I mean this with all my heart, and I know somebody out there is gonna say you can't militarize, or you can't use the police for your in certain no. I would have let Walmart police, security, whatever. I would have let them detain her and take her. Period and point blank. And when she asked for my help, I would have walked out. I would have walked out the store. I'm not saying I would have left her, but I would have definitely allowed her to feel the consequences of her actions. Because as an adult, if you would have been doing that, they would have scooped your ass up. So there's no reason why you need to be in here acting like this. It just don't make no sense. And whatever it is that she wanted, whatever it was that she was trying to do or whatever, you're not being heard, ma'am. There's a time and a place to be able to explain to these kids and talk to them like they got sense. But when they acting like they ain't got no sense, that's not the time and place to do it. Now, my mama would have simply just pulled off her dog. Y'all remember this? Hold on, wait. I'm about to, somebody gonna get triggered. But y'all remember this sound right here? What? This, I could have heard this sound from the other side of the playground. My mom put it. Oh, you hear that? And you get some get right in your system, some motherfucking quick. The way I would have walked to the aisle that had the damn belts on it, and I would have pulled me a belt and started clack-a-lacking that thing, letting that little girl know it's about to go down digital one way or another. It's gonna be me or you. This is the problem with a lot of Percocet babies. This is the problem, and the problem is that they have no fear. They have no fear of adults. We have taken away the one thing that you need as a parent, and that is the authority to reign over your child. If you are not the authoritative figure in your household, trust me, your children will let you know. I have said multiple times before, kids are like pit bulls. If you don't socialize them, and if you don't let them know that you are the alpha, someday they will turn on you. Period and point blank. Have you ever seen a pit bull that doesn't have a leader in the house, that doesn't have the alpha? What happens? That dog runs that house. Y'all scared of it. It's shitting everywhere. Every time you open the door, it's bolting out the door because you haven't taken control of your household and let that dog know you the alpha. It's the same thing with kids. You don't socialize these kids correctly. When they get out in public, they don't know how to damn act. This is a problem, y'all. And these kids is going to grow up and they going to be the ones ruling the world while we sitting in the doggone nursing homes asking somebody to massage our booty because all we've been worried about is implants and looking good. And we not worried about how we raising these children. We too busy trying to make them in the image of ourselves, and we not allowing them the grace and the chance to grow up and create themselves in the image of what we think a person is supposed to be in society. You doing the wrong thing, parents. Stop worrying about if your daughter got on a crop top, some cute glasses, and her hair is done, and she got on some fresh ass J's, and start worrying about the fact whether or not she understands that she is a part of society, and you can't do this to anybody and everybody. These kids is growing up in a world where guns are everywhere. fuck around and find out is a real ass thing. And all it takes is the right person to run up on, and you gonna fuck around and find out. And I feel so bad for these kids. I did want to give that little girl a hug, but I wanted to punch her dead in her sternum first and tell her sit down and shut up. Now that you've gotten quiet, now that you've gotten yourself together, now let me know what the problem is so we can fix this. But I just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. It couldn't be me. It couldn't be me. Greenfinger said, I'm a grown ass man. My mama will still kick my ass. My kids will catch an L faster than I ever did. Cameras be damned. Baby, I miss the days where grannies used to pinch you in that little soft part of your arm or that ear pull. You ain't need nothing else said to you. You ain't need nothing else said to you. But these kids are violent. These kids are ruthless. These kids have no care about life. So gentle parent them if you want to. Gentle parent them if you want to. These kids, you trying to treat kids the way you want it to be treated. But these ain't the same kind of kids. We had respect for teachers. Did you see the video of that little boy run and doggone Donkey Kong that doggone teacher? He laid that lady out and continued to beat on her. I have never in my 12 years of high school, of formal education, have I ever seen a student put their hands on a teacher. Never. I have never witnessed anything like that while I was in school. And I went to school in 3 different states. These kids are out of control. And if the children are out of control, it is not the children to blame. They are not the ones that have to teach themselves. We are the teachers. So the blame lies on us. The blame lies on us. Okay. Let's go ahead and go to this next one. Cocaine drivers. Woo! This is one for the money. And I'm just like, y'all care about y'all jobs just a little bit? Not at all, do you? 5 people in Texas, 5 people in Texas, 2 of whom work for UPS, have been charged with trafficking cocaine via shipping packages. So basically, these folks said, I'm already at work and I'm putting in that work. The operation seems simple. One of the men charged, Xavier Mendoza, you already knew he was out for trouble. His last name Mendoza. Ain't that the man who was selling drugs on Low Down Dirty Shot? Okay, I'm sorry. Shame. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay. One of the men charged, Javier Mendoza, would bring the packages to UPS employees Orlando Alamazan and Felicio Salinas. Jose Lozano provided fake shipping labels, and Bernardo Gomez stored the drugs at his house. Police seized about 60 kilograms of cocaine. All 5 suspects are charged with conspiracy with intent to distribute cocaine and possession with intent to distribute cocaine, and all face up to life in prison and a fine of $10 million. A spokesperson told CBS News, we are aware of the incident involving 2 UPS employees and we are cooperating with the investigation. As this is an ongoing investigation, we're not able to make additional comments at this time, but instead defer to investigating authorities. I have no Starkey comment to add here, though I will be looking at UPS trucks a little bit differently from now on. Y'all, you gotta really be able to, like, can you imagine packaging the packages with cocaine and then taking them and dropping them off at people's job? Or could you imagine leaving a box of cocaine on somebody's front porch, and then a porch thief, what they call them? I almost said porch monkey, but that's not. That's something different. That's something different. I can say it, you can't. Porch pirates. That's what they call you. A porch pirate come and steal some cocaine off your front yard. I promise you, it's like feeding cats. They gonna come back over and over and over again. Y'all better be careful over here. Let's see. Natural Way said, they said I'm gonna get a job to move my work. I'm gonna get paid to work while I work. Porch pirate. Yeah, that's the right way to say it. David said, they are dumb as hell. Who sends coke through the mail? And worse than that's worse than sending weed through the mail. The fact that they was in Texas is what got me. I would have expected this to be out of Florida. If this would have been in Miami, Florida, I wouldn't have even been surprised, sir. It makes sense. I believe this sounds like something some people in doggone Florida would do. But Texas, this what y'all doing now? I want to know. What was the conversation? Hey, Shawty, we work at UPS. This gonna be easy. All you gotta do is put the cocaine. Put the cocaine in the box. I'm slap that label on there, and then So do you pretend like you scanned? How'd y'all get caught? Did somebody tell on y'all? Did somebody notice it was an extra package on the truck that didn't get delivered? Like, I want to know how they found this out. What's up, Judy? Judy with the booty. Judy is pressure is watching. It's giving Florida vibes, right? This sound like some Florida snip. This don't sound like no Tejas. This sounds straight up like Florida. But whatever. Okay, Texas. Y'all, now this one is giving the crime doesn't. It just doesn't. The crime and the punishment don't add up. Like, it's got to make sense, right? This don't make sense. Now, a woman is accused of using her aunt's debit card to charge $12,000 worth of DoorDash orders. That's a lot of money. $12,000 worth of DoorDash. Now, that's not why the crime don't fit the punishment. Here we go. This is out in Hammond, Louisiana. There it is. That's why it don't fit, because it's in Louisiana, and don't nobody want to go to jail in Louisiana. Same way you don't want to go to jail in Russia, and you don't want to go to jail in Mexico. You do not want to go to jail in Louisiana. When you talking about slavery is legal, you talking about chain gang cleaning the master's house, the Louisiana is not where you want to go to jail, okay? But anyways, a Louisiana woman is accused of using her aunt's debit card to make hundreds of fraudulent purchases through DoorDash. According to the Tangipahoa Parish Sheriff's Office, 31-year-old Miley Morris was booked in the jail on February 16th on 816 counts of criminal finance charges. Authorities said Morris ordered about $12,000 worth of food and merchandise from restaurants and stores in the Hammond area during November of 2022 and January of 2023. Yeah, I'm counting right. 3 months? You spent $12,000 on DoorDash in 3 months? Yeah, you tripping. Okay. According to investigators, Morris made 136 unauthorized purchases using her 73-year-old aunt's debit card, which she had linked to a personal DoorDash account. WVUE reports the orders were made from retail stores that included Big Lots, PetSmart, Walgreens, CVS, Dollar General, and several fast foods. Okay, look, I DoorDash, and I've DoorDashed to Dollar General and CVS and Walgreens, but I ain't never DoorDashed to a PetSmart or a Big Lots. I ain't know you could get stuff from there. That's pretty dope. The Sheriff Jimmy Travis said Morris's bond has been set at, y'all ready for this? $18 million. Her bond is 18. This is not a discrepancy, y'all. Her bond is $18 million. But she only spent $12,000. And her bond is $18 million. Louisiana don't make $18 million in the whole year in Louisiana in taxes. How are you charging this one girl $18 million to get out of jail? That don't even sound. Who? What's 10% of $18 million? $1.8 million, if I'm not mistaken, right? Ma'am. What? Okay, Judy said something. I feel you, Judy. They said they want to make sure she don't get out. Rapists don't get that much. Serial killers don't get that much. 18 million? You could have put 100,000 and she wouldn't have got out. David talking about she was hungry. Hungry, hippo my ass. $18 million? This crazy. I can't and I won't. Somebody, it isn't that what's that called? Habeas corpus? Ain't that habeas corpus? Like this the crime don't fit the time. 18 million for DoorDash? That don't make no sense, y'all. I'm not with this one. Teacher Anitra said my cousin just did the same thing to my grandma, but it was only $1,500. Uber Eats, paying cell phone bills and all. And of course, my nana don't want to press charges. I'm not saying don't press charges, and I'm not saying that this girl don't deserve to go to jail. What I'm saying is $18 million, though? $18 million, though. Like that's a lot of money, though. You know what I'm saying? Like the parish she live in ain't worth $18 million. They not bringing that down annually in tourism. I don't think Louisiana, somebody look it up. I don't believe Louisiana's tourism is $18 million. What? Like, I'd rather she get her ass whooped than that, sir, is excessive. Now that's some make sense for real. That's what it should have been under, is make it make sense. Let's see. Judy said they did it based off of her charges. Fraud in itself is big. And yes, I get that. But that could have been on the side of the how much time she get. Because I ain't gonna tell you how I know this, but in Georgia, you get 5 years per charge if you use somebody's social security number. This is Scamville, Atlanta. I'm not gonna tell y'all how I know this. Just know I know. It's 5 years for every single social security number that you use fraudulently. 5 years. She didn't use but one social security number. What the hell? Like, y'all, come on now. Judy said, you right about that. They give worse crimes lesser time. Exactly. It's worse things you could do, and you should definitely get more time. And not even time, it's the bond. The amount that it costs for her to be able to be out and to be free while she's fighting these charges. Right? So if I ran into her grandma's house and did some bad things to her grandma, my bond wouldn't be this high. I would be able to get out and do something else to somebody else's grandma. This girl this is a crime of opportunity. She just stealing from her auntie. Like, she could pay restitution, but $18 million? She'll never be able to pay that and get out, and she'll never, like, no. That's a lot, y'all. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. Tell me what y'all think. 404-254-4347. I want y'all to call in. Tell me what y'all think of any of the stories that we talked about today. And especially let me know how y'all feel about that little girl at Walmart. Like, as a parent, for real, how do you feel about that little girl at Walmart? Because that one right there, it really does do something to me. Because I'm telling you right now, this isn't going to stop. This is going to get worse. And our kids need to be educated. If they're doing this outside the home and the things that they're doing to teachers, right? Eventually, nobody's going to want to teach our kids. Everybody gonna have to homeschool their kids. And if everybody homeschooling their kids, remember that part when I said you have to socialize these kids for them to be, we already got issues. We can already see what it's like when kids don't leave the house and don't get socialized. How do we know? Look at everything that's happened during COVID. People got anxiety, can't talk to people, can't look each other in the eye, barely can work in the office, don't know how to interact with other people, all because y'all just want to sit at home all damn day. You know what I'm saying? Y'all want to insulate yourself. Humans are social creatures. We are social creatures. You have to learn how to interact with other people. You know what I mean? And obviously, this little girl has not learned how to interact with society, how to act right. No one has taught her. And you can't allow TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, hell, Glee, and whatever else the hell your kids is watching on TV to teach your kids how to act and what is normal and what is satirical. I'm going to tell you another thing that it really bites my ass and makes me itch. These folks that's doing pranks on people or walking, it's Percocet babies, because crack babies, they know what fuck around and find out means. But these Percocet babies who come up to people and what's the little black girl? It's a little girl now. She does it. And she walk up to people and she just say something crazy like, so what you want? What you got something? You want something? And then people like, who you swelling up on, little girl? I'll whoop your ass. And then all of a sudden it's like, it's a prank. I'm just playing. Hey, look, I'm going about my life. I got way too much stuff on my plate right now to be the butt of your playing. You see what I'm saying? The guy that's walking around with the blow thing, it's a new one. He walking around with this leaf blower or whatever, right? So then he walk up to black women. It's a white man. He walk up to black women and then he leaf blow they wigs off their head and sucks it into the blower. And then when they flip the hell out, all of a sudden, it's a joke. I'm just playing. That whole boom gang shit. Y'all, keep being a Percocet baby. Way too many people carry guns. Way too many people have been possessed by the demons that Sam and Dean ain't sealed back into the pits of hell yet. Y'all keep playing with these people and you gonna film yourself dying. You gonna fuck around and find out. Y'all remember them clowns that was walking up on people in the middle of the night? Okay. Get shivved. Get cut. Keep coming to the hood thinking people in the hood got time to play games. Play games with people who got disposable time. People in the hood don't have disposable time. We don't have disposable income. We don't have disposable time. Keep playing with me, and you gonna F around and find out. Y'all need to stop playing these games. Y'all need to be socialized, because this ain't funny. This ain't fun to none of us except you. And then you put it on the internet, and the other people that's laughing, they gonna be the ones that ain't at your funeral. Ain't none of them gonna pay for your GoFundMe when your ass get hurt. You gonna be in the wrong place at the wrong time and mess with the wrong person, and you gonna F around and find out. Trust and believe. Trust and believe. Y'all, we got to go ahead and go to break real quick. When we get back from this break, our guest is in the building. Yes. Do you want me to refer to you as the name I know you as, or as your government name? Because I want to be respectful. Government name? Okay. So in the building, we have Orrin Carter. That's right. Orrin will be in here. We're going to be talking about mental health, which it actually falls right into what we've been talking about, because y'all is mental and y'all need to get healthy. Here's some problems. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to talk about relationships. We're going to talk about mental health. And what's up, instrumentals? Oh, instrumentals is here. Hold on. Wait. I got to, since we about to play some music, he right on time. Let me go ahead and find my my mixes, and we going to play a DJ instrumental mix. There go one right there. Yeah, that one's short. Wait, is that the one? Nope, that one don't work. Let me get this one. There we go. Oh, that's not gonna play. DJ instrumentals, my they don't. Oh, they all say error. And I need some new instrumentals from you, because these ones ain't pulling up right. Let's see what this one play. Nope, that's not gonna play. Damn. Y'all make sure y'all check out my favorite DJ. That's DJ Instrumentals. Ooh, he's so lovely. I love him. Anyways, we're going to come back and we're going to have a good conversation. So if you want to be a part of the conversation, all you got to do, 404-254-4347, or I'm going to drop the link, okay? Remember, when I drop this link, please have your goddamn clothes on. Don't be up here being naked, because my YouTube will get cut off of that, okay? Be a part of the conversation, and let's really talk about some things, okay? Let's get y'all head right. This is All Hustle No Fear on Hits 92.3, the real definition of internet radio. The song up next, I'm really loving this song. I really am. This is by KK the Don. This is Guap. We'll be right back.
Just imagine flying out with the birds in first class with a bag and the goodies, eating good, living life, getting paid, taking trips without asking. Yeah, just imagine. In LA, VIP with the stars to be good, with the baddies looking sexy, classic. I'm a savage, classy, bougie, and ratchet. You make it pop, rock, shake it, don't stop, make it pop, get that guap, baby, get that guap, little baby, get that guap. Can you make it pop, rock, shake it, don't stop, make it pop, get that guap, baby, get that guap, little baby, get that guap. Just imagine. Riding top down in Bentley's, Maseratis in the supercars. I'm 65, Kentucky. Might buy a car, if I'm lucky. Yeah, never lacking. Put my foot to the powers, got the skills, work the hours. Now I'm touching VVs, cause I'm stacking. It's a passion, they don't need a loan on me. I'm going no time. I handle any situation, never cross the line. And fix the issue, keep it going, never look behind. And when I step in the building, they know it's party time. Yeah, it's party time. You make it pop, lock, drop, rock, shaky, don't stop, make it pop, get that guap, baby, get that guap, little baby, get that guap. Can you make it pop, lock, drop, rock, shaky, don't stop, make it pop, get that guap, baby, get that guap, little baby, get that guap. They have to make a dance, the bloomers make me shimmy. I got the whole gig poppin', I come to turn up the city. I got some things, clear education, never still, I'm shaking me, moving some type of way. Like a rock star, yeah, this was going stupid. Yeah, let's pick on the name. My brother CC producing, I'm hearing them, and I make him feel some kind of way. Keep your pad on your business and stay out the way. Pop, pop, drop, rock, rock, shake it, don't stop, make it quick, Guap, baby, get that guap, little baby, get that guap. Can you make it pop, pop, drop, rock, shake it, don't stop, make it pop, get that guap. Guap, baby, get that guap, little baby, get that guap. Can you make it pop, pop, drop, rock, shake it, don't stop, make it pop, get that guap. Guap, baby, get that guap, little baby, get that guap. Yeah.
Are you in need of some tattoo therapy? Visit Studio 219 for your next tattoo or piercing. Studio 219 is located at 1900 Piedmont Road in Atlanta, just 1 mile from the Lindbergh train station. Studio 219 is open Monday through Saturday from 12 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. and closed every Sunday. Book your appointment today by visiting www.studio219ink.com. That's studio219ink.com. Make sure to follow 219 on Instagram for promotions and specials at Studio219ink. Studio 219. Let us fix your creative itch.
Forever rolling. Lately I've been feeling kinda strange, chasing after bills. It's gonna be much cheaper if you go and use a vacuum seal. It's gonna be a long trip, baby. Pack a meal. We tryna get all these shits up out of here. I hope you heard me crystal clear. You looking at an MS? You gotta put the work in if you wanna have a big check. Stepping on them bitches, put them hoes in the prison. And once we put them bitches on the road, you know it's Nizak. Big boy ballin', riding on 64. With a trunk full of peas, I done been here before. Making plays all day, I'm getting money galore. Pumping gas, I don't even know the prices no more. Way before the big time, I been cool. Man, I'm talking way back before I had juice. Since I was 16, I can make drugs move. That's when I found out I was a money getting fool. I've been trapping, I've been rapping, I've been trying to get to it. Ain't no Ellen in my rapping, baby. I just do it. I got guns in every city that I go to. And you can try it, pussy nigga, if you want to. Lately, I've been feeling kinda strange, chasing after bills. It's gonna be much cheaper if you go and use a vacuum seal. It's gonna be a long trip, baby. Pack a meal. We tryna get all these shits up out of here. I hope you heard me crystal clear. You looking at an MS? You gotta put the work in if you wanna have a big check. Stepping on them bitches, put them hoes in the prison. And once we put them bitches on the road, you know it's Nizak.
First we grab them, then we put them on the road. You know what's next. We gon' stay down for a month and we gon' take off with the check. We gon' shoot home and re-up and we'll be back. We got the next. We gon' take off from Virginia. We gon' post up in the Lex. We gon' get a stack of stash and I'ma spend some on my neck. I'ma get right on your ass. You ever play with my respect? I caught a nigga lacking at the club and beat him half to death. Same shit that make you laugh and make you cry and laugh at that. Police hit the lights, I hit the gas and pulled off in the vet. Boy, I got 50,000 on me cash, I'm posted in the jet. I really got my name from putting work in out the internet. Cause all that do is get them people clues and I ain't into that, no.
Lately I've been feeling kinda strange, chasing after bills. It's gonna be much cheaper if you go and use a vacuum seal. It's gonna be a long trip, baby. Pack a meal. We tryna get all these shits up out of here. I hope you heard me crystal clear. You looking at an MS? You gotta put the work in if you wanna have a big check. Stepping on them bitches, put them hoes in the prison. And once we put them bitches on the road, you know it's Nizak.
We back. That was Pack a Meal by, I always get it backwards, ACM Juice featuring PZ. Y'all, okay, so right here in the building with me today, I have Mr. Orrin Carter, okay? You might know him on Instagram and Facebook as Everybody Hates Chubbs, but I need y'all to know something. We don't hate Chubbs, okay? We don't hate Chubbs at all. As a matter of fact, Chubbs is a really good guy. Now, does Chubbs say some really off-the-wall, outlandish shit? Yes, he does. Is Chubbs gonna push your buttons? Yes, he will. But it's coming from a real honest place, you know, and everybody doesn't accept or digest information the same. You know what I mean? And some of y'all are so used to people blowing smoke up your ass for the sake of not shaking the boat, that being around someone who honestly doesn't care and is going to say their actual feelings the way they run is refreshing. And so that's why no matter what, I've always appreciated Chubb's friendship. Like I was just saying before we came on air, Chubb's is the reason why I wear makeup every day. And if y'all don't know, it's because Chubb's called me one day and was like, I see y'all is live now, and you go live on Instagram and you going live on StreamYard and stuff. And I was like, yeah, I've been doing pretty good. He was like, yeah. He was like, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. You're a very pretty girl, but we can see you.
Yeah.
Like, you've got to take the extra step now. Like, you actually have to look the part. And even down to, we had a conversation where I was like, I can't believe me changing my shirt allows more people to want to interact with the show and watch, because I would just wear my hoodies because that's what I was comfortable in. But you don't watch or respect the same way that you would if I was fresh faced right out the bed, no makeup on, didn't do my eyelashes, I don't have that little chartreuse on my cheeks or the little shit to make my nose shine. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't pay attention the same when I have my blazer on and I'm looking like, you know, a correspondent for CNN. You know what I mean? It's a difference. So you need people around you who are willing to be honest with you and say the things that other people either A, beat around the bush, or B, are too afraid to say. So first, with that introduction.
Right. Thank you.
Let me say this. I have loved you from the moment I first sat in on that first show.
Mm-hmm.
And it was me and another person. We don't really bring her up here anymore, but
okay.
It was me and another person.
Okay.
And you ate into our ass. Okay, you got at us, and you were relentless. You never let up. And from that moment, I was endeared to you. Okay.
Thank you.
In watching your show, Selective Outrage, you and your co-host, watching how y'all came about different topics, watching how you saw it from a man's point of view, and not just a man's point of view, but just from an honesty point of view. I can't always say that I agreed with everything y'all said.
Right.
I can't say that it wasn't a couple of times that y'all made me want to throw a chair at y'all, because it was a couple of times where I was like, now y'all some niggles. You know what I mean?
Right.
But the honesty was there.
Thank you.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So you left Selective Outrage, not left it, but you had to evolve into other things in your life.
Right.
And watching your Instagram and your Facebook when you weren't
right.
you weren't shut down.
Right.
Seeing your honesty about mental health, not only in what you were learning because you went back to school, but also what you were dealing with.
Yes,
was very eye-opening. So from there, let's start there. Okay. First, tell everybody who you are and your credentials, what you do in your credentials.
Okay, so I am Orrin, and I am a cognitive behavioral therapist and counselor.
So what does that mean for the people who don't know words?
So cognitive therapy is basically the study of how and why people do what they do. And I mean, that can range anywhere from, it's a general term, but it basically covers marriage and therapy counseling. It covers children, youth counseling, and the counselor part is something I got specifically for men, because a lot of men, especially a lot of black men, aren't really in tune with their mental health side. You know, black men walk around with PTSD, and they're not really in tune with it. So that's specifically for that. Now, I do counsel women, but I am starting to get a lot of men clients, and
basically that started because even when I was here, right? When I was here, I'm not sure if you noticed because we came in at different times, but there was a noticeable shift in my personality, and I was irritated all the time. Um, I was very scatterbrained, couldn't keep my thoughts together. I was all over the place. Um, the show wasn't necessarily suffering, but I was basically high functioning anxiety, things like that. So
was there a cause of this anxiety, or was it just life?
No, it's a chemical thing.
Okay.
I at the top of 2022, I was diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder, panic disorder, and major depression, and did not know that. But if you take a step back and you look at my life around me, I just wasn't myself, right? I was very nervous all the time. I was very angry all the time. Couldn't sleep. I, in my mind, would create one real scenario, but my mind would create scenarios that wouldn't even happen, and it would make me panic and nervous about things that weren't even actually happening. And I believe one day got into an argument and at work. I got into an argument and at work at the time, and I passed out.
Wait, what?
Yep, passed out.
You got into a argument and so what? Were you so loud and angry and yelling that your blood pressure spiked or something? Like what?
My blood pressure did spike, but it was the fact that my brain was trying to process what I wanted to say and what I was talking about at the time, and all these emotions were kind of hitting me at once, and I couldn't regulate them, and it just shut my body down, and so I passed out. Didn't really think nothing about it. They said you probably just had an anxiety attack. Said it happens to everybody. Sent me home. Then the next time, I had gotten into an argument and I passed out again. This time I stayed out, and the ambulance came and got me and took me to the emergency room, and they brought in a psychiatrist. And then at that time, they took my blood and they ran some tests, and they noticed that I have generalized anxiety disorder.
So from your blood test, they could tell that you have an anxiety disorder.
Well, there's some things in my blood that gave the sign, but then after talking to me, I was able to be diagnosed from it. And then after getting with a psychotherapist, that's when they realized that I had adjustment disorders, panic disorder, major depression, things like that. And so basically, for people who don't know what generalized anxiety disorder is, it comes in many different forms. My specific form is my brain moves way slower than most, right? And then it tries to catch itself back up with everything that's going on. So I can't process emotion like that. Like, it's hard for me to process emotion. So it's hard for me to process at the moment why are they upset? We're just talking about this. What is it? And then everything hits me at once, and then all of a sudden blood pressure raises, and it creates a mental loop in my mind.
Well, this is really weird to me because you're the type of person to push a person's buttons,
right,
to get them to a point where most people argue with you.
Right. That's just my personality.
Right.
That's
that didn't exacerbate it?
No. What happens is my mind doesn't know that I'm trolling. So my mind doesn't know.
He's such a troll. Oh my God, he's such a troll.
So my mind doesn't know that I'm trolling. And my mind creates a mental loop, right? So let's just say me and you got to debating about something, right? It means literally nothing to you. But what my mind does is it'll create a loop. And then when I leave, or even in the moment, it'll just keep playing back. 'Cause something you might have said may have offended me, it may have upset me. Nothing, it means zero. No, you won't even think about it once you leave. Well, my mind keeps playing that debate over and over and over and over and over until it makes me physically tired. So it makes me mentally tired. And then when I'm mentally tired, it keeps playing and keeps playing and keeps playing until I'm physically tired. And then once I'm physically tired, then that's when I'm irritable. Um, I've slept for 9 or 10 hours. And during hits, it was just, I would wake up because we were right after y'all. We were right after. I would wake up and I would literally be angry because of something that was looped in my brain 2 weeks ago. And I'm still processing that conversation. So I'm still processing the conversation from 2 weeks ago. So I'm not focused on what we're talking about today. And what it would cause me to do is you would see me talking to myself. So when people say, "You all right?" And I say, "Yeah, I'm just trying to work out something." Well, they think I'm trying to work out an issue right there in the now. What I'm actually doing is trying to process something because it's a rush and everything catches up with me. I'm trying to process a conversation that happened 2 weeks ago to make sense of it so I can break the loop to move on.
How long did it take for you to realize that this was going on? And did it take counseling for you to understand?
Yes, I am in therapy twice a week. I have to go to therapy. I'm on the right medication now because the medication that they give you is very powerful. So there was the first time I took medicine, I would be out all day, like in a cloud. So I wasn't able to go to work. Like I couldn't work, I couldn't function, too strong. Then the other medicine was taking it like it was Jolly Ranchers. It wasn't affecting me at all. So then there has to be a right mix of medicine that kind of evens me out.
Do you think for some people who are going through this that they never actually make it through the experimental part of finding out what the cocktail is or what the levels that they need? Because I'm thinking of somebody in particular that I know, and I hear them in my head saying the medicine made me feel bad, so I stopped taking it. And I'm like, okay, but did you try to get it adjusted? Did you go and talk to somebody about how it made you feel, or did you just stop taking this medicine? And they're just like, nah, it didn't do right. I didn't feel good, so I stopped.
Yes, that was me. That was me. The first time, really, the first time I got with a psychotherapist, I was just like, okay, this is some bull. Like, I'm fine. I just had a bad day. I just worked 17 hours. You work 17 hours, then argue with anybody about anything. It's going to tire you out. So I didn't immediately get on it. But then once I did get on it, it would have me dazed, like couldn't function, like basically drooling at the mouth. And I just stopped taking it. But the shift in my personality was so noticeable that I said, okay, if I am going to be around people every day to give them a chance,
to give them a chance,
I need to do what's best for me and them, because I got a daughter, right? And it's not fair to her that I'm spazzing out on her. And I don't even know why, and nor can I help it. But at the same time, that's another reason that I got into this field, because my daughter suffers from a neurological disorder, and sometimes she doesn't have anybody to talk to. So I wanted to be the one to say, okay, if we are going to figure this out, I need to be the one to know, okay, this is why she's doing this. And so this is what I need to do and things like that. But just long story short, when I was, like I said, when I was here.
I'm sorry, hold on 1 second. Excuse me, ma'am. If you are going to talk about what you're hearing on the radio, boss lady, call in. How about that? Kels is texting me talking about he talking one. Look, don't you text me? You know she good for that. But go ahead, I'm sorry.
So I wanted to be the one to, to identify with her, and I needed to be able to know at least how to relate. And so when I was here, I was, for lack of a better term, I was literally out of my mind. Like I wasn't stable.
So as you're talking about this, I'm thinking of one particular incident. And you know what I'm thinking about, right?
What?
That show where it was me, you, Bliss, and I think it was another guy, and then there was City. And we had a one of those hits panels where we had the little show together, and we were all sitting there talking, and you and me and City kind of got on Bliss because she thought I was gonna agree with her, and I wasn't in agreement with her. And I think the conversation was something along the lines of, is an Instagram model a job or something like that, right?
Right.
And she was just like, yeah, it's a job. And I was like, I don't think so. And then y'all were with it. And it got so heated that she had to leave. She couldn't take it no more.
Oh,
and
yeah.
she, and
Yeah.
she, y'all,
Yeah.
and I'm just sitting up here and I'm just like, now, in that situation, was that something that you, like, if you can remember that particular situation, did that is that what you're talking about? You just held on to that? Like you couldn't?
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember. I actually remember that because I remember when she stormed out.
Right.
That was hilarious. Shout out to Bliss though. She's great. That was hilarious. But that's something I'd hold on to. Right. I hold on to because your mind has to make sense. Your mind is actually black and white. Your mind has to make sense of everything that's going on. It has to make sense. Your mind will not function if it cannot make sense of what's going on. So your mind doesn't know the gray area. Your mind doesn't know, for lack of a better word, a maybe. There's you got to include this, you got to think about this, you got to think about
you
this.
have to learn that. You have to learn how to navigate that gray area.
Your mind is either it's this or it's this. And it takes about 5 breaths for your mind to be like, okay, this is cool, or nah, I don't want to do this. You see, so in moments like that, I'll hold on to that. Nobody will be thinking about that. And then I could be sitting here. You could be talking.
I have somebody that I hope I can get them to talk to you, and we'll talk about it off air. But some of the things you're describing is something that I see in someone very close to me.
Understood.
And it's like, it might not be a conversation. It might be that you see that little thing right there on the table. Okay. They see that. And now that's going to irritate them for 5 days. That little piece of crumb or whatever is on the table, and that nobody else noticed that crumb, but they noticed the crumb. Now, they're not going to clean the crumb up either, but the crumb is there. And now that crumb has changed their whole day, their whole world for the next however many days.
Right. Well, yeah, we can talk about that because I know what that is.
Okay.
Yeah, we can talk about
that. But, being not only a helper, but that whole, I'm not a client, I'm not just a client, I'm the I'm not the president, I'm a client too. How do you feel as though that gives you a different type of insight into what other people are dealing with?
Oh, very much so. Because this is the thing, right? If you're not, we go out every day and we don't realize everybody got something going on. We can both agree that everybody got something going on.
Y'all have heard me say you are not the main character in everybody's story.
But this is the thing though. in your story, you're the hero, right? So everything is going to pertain to you. The problem with that is the minute I got into this profession, you start to realize there are people with real, genuine problems. Now, your problems are validated and they are real to you. But when I say like genuine issues, I've heard stories of some things I don't think I could survive. And to hear these stories of people going through these things is amazing in itself, to think, oh wow, there's real problems out here.
Do you think that the problems that we face can be generational? How I say this is a Percocet baby issue. This is not a crack baby issue, because crack babies would never. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, do you feel as though some of the things that society is dealing with is a direct reflection of the time that they're growing up in, and not necessarily their individual mental status?
Yes, I think that when you talk about like generational issues, I do think some issues just compound, right? So issues that we may have faced, trauma that we faced as children, unaddressed trauma that we faced as children, we inherently bring that to our children, right? And so whether we overdo it or underdo it, we bring those problems onto them. So now as parents, we're dealing with their trauma because they have their issues on. Because if you don't address your issues as a parent, you can put those issues onto your child. And now that those issues are onto your child, you create their own line of trauma. And then from there, they still have their own trauma. Like I have to check myself like hard to realize when my daughter is like so stressed out. Like my daughter's at home, homeschool. So when she tells me, oh, I'm so stressed out, I'm having a rough day, to an adult man that works 16, 17 hours a day.
You ain't got nothing to stress about, Chad. What is wrong with you?
You
living the life.
You like, oh my God, you must have it so hard soaking up my AC, eating my food in my room. Because I tell my daughter, even now, you're in my room and you're just renting it out. And your rent is your work.
Okay.
And as you
I've said that to my kids before. I've said that to my kids before. Your only job is to get good grades and to do what you need to do and learn. Now, if you can't do that correctly, it's some other things we can get you to do.
Correct. And see, that's what and so I had to really think like, okay, this is her life. Like this is all she does. So she's not dealing with, all right, if I don't show up to work, I might get fired. I gotta pay bills. Like she doesn't deal that. What she deals with is this assignment has to be on time. If I don't get a certain grade on this assignment, my parents are in my shit. You see what I'm like? That's the and when I think about that, and my daughter suffers from anxiety, right? So she is going to, oh my God, if I do not get a good grade, this is going to happen. 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 And so she has the stress of trying to get these grades because she knows the consequences and she understands consequences. If I don't do this, this is going to happen. So I got to get this. I got to get this. Then on top of that, I have unaddressed trauma from my life that I am projecting onto her. So I had to check. I said, okay, all right, relax, Papa Bear, right? I have to be able to say, all right, look, you don't have my life. If this is what you need to focus on, you focus on that. I just want the results. I don't care how the cake is made. Just give me some red velvet cake. And then I'll leave her alone to do it. I can't be.
You can't micromanage her through it. No. So, in your professional opinion, and I love being able to say that to you, in your professional opinion, how does anxiety manifests differently for children than it does for adults? Because as you're saying this, I don't know necessarily that I would recognize anxiety in my child. Because I'm thinking about both of my kids, and I'm trying to say, you know, how old is your daughter?
17.
Oh man, I remember. Damn, time has flown.
Yep.
Whew. My son is 12 now.
Right.
So if my son had anxiety issues, I'm wondering if I would notice them in him as anxiety, or if I would think it was him giving me attitude, or you know, how it manifests another way. And the same thing with my daughter. My daughter is 8.
Right.
She'll be 8 at the end of the month.
Right.
Do children portray or what's the word I'm looking for? Do they convey anxiety different compared to adults?
Yes. So anxiety in children can show as shutting themselves off, not doing anything, right? If your child goes from always being on point, always being like that, and then all of a sudden you notice a shift in their behavior, and you notice they got a lot going on, it can show there. It can show in, of course, their grade slipping. It can show and how they deal with you as a parent, right? Because you can't control the amount of anxiety that you have. You can work yourself through it, but once it hits, if you're somebody who doesn't know how to regulate your anxiety, it can come out in so many different ways: anger, sadness, fear, loneliness. Essentially your mind is suffering, right? Essentially, and with children, they shut themselves off, right? Because if a child feels like they can't come to you about something, they're not gonna bother. If they can't come to you about something good that they did, right, then they're not gonna come to you with that, because one, they don't know what anxiety is. They don't know how to process the anxiety. So they're just going to shut themselves off. And because they shut themselves off, then you'll notice, okay, they'll be laying in bed all day. Or if they're have high function anxiety, it could come into a burst of energy. All of a sudden they're running around everywhere. They hyperactive. You can't talk to them. They're jittery. Like they're always rubbing themselves, you see what I'm saying, or things like that. And you'll notice that in children who suffer from anxiety, they tend to high function anxiety. They tend to dismiss what you're saying a lot, right? It's like, okay, well, didn't I tell you to do the dishes? Then I know I just told you to do the dishes. So after I left all day to make sure you don't go hungry, I come home and you ain't got these dishes done. They may not have the dishes done, but if you notice, everything around the dishes is spotless. It's completely spotless. They've done everything else, and because of hyperactivity. So they're mopping, they're cleaning, they're doing this, but because they can't focus and they can't regulate the energy. So now, yes, you did tell them to do the dishes, but they're not focused on doing the dishes. Their anxiety is telling them, I need to do everything else. I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to do this, and then I'll make my way to the dishes. Anxiety can be so bad in children if they don't know how to process it, if they don't know how to regulate it, and as a parent, if you don't know how to identify it, they can spiral out of control.
So as I'm listening to you, I'm thinking of my own childhood, and we didn't have a lot of these words as we were growing up. You know what I mean? Like I had never heard anybody say, I'm having an anxiety attack. Right. I never heard anyone saying that they were they suffered from depression. To be honest with you, not until being with my husband have I personally dealt with someone that has depression issues that they acknowledge.
Right.
But in some of the things that I hear you talking about, I wonder if my mother suffers from anxiety and suffers from depression issues, and it's gone unchecked or it's gone on. Like it's so weird because the human brain is so personal, and I can't know what's going on in your head. And I'm watching the things that you're doing, and I'm making my own assumptions of you're doing this for this reason. How do I know that this isn't a part of your personality and it's not a glitch in your personality compared to you just like me? You might say that exact same thing about me, but truth be told, I'm just a little, you know what I mean?
That's a great question. Great question. So, all right. So this is the thing, right? There are certain triggers you can tell somebody is experiencing a panic attack or an anxiety attack, and to say that it's a part of somebody's personality, that's where therapy comes in at, right? If you ask me, I say every black adult, male and female,
suffering from PTSD.
Yep.
I knew it.
Yep.
I knew it.
So,
and I'm gonna tell you why.
Yep.
I'm gonna tell you why.
100%.
PTSD is suffered because of the things that we have to watch in the news and movies. Y'all, I'm telling you, the music that you listen to gives you PTSD. I said this to somebody and they thought I was tripping. I was like, I cannot stand listening to music that has sirens in it. And they was like, why? Like that shouldn't be a big deal. But it's like, no, that enacts my PTSD. If you've never been arrested and pulled off the street or kidnapped, as I like to say, by the police, then you don't understand what I'm talking about. But when you've had somebody take your freedom from you for something that you know you did not do, and then you are presented with another person around you, or you're presented in that same situation where you know that you don't have any control over it, it will cause a real high anxiety. I promise you, if I see blue lights behind me, I immediately start sweating. If it's too many sirens in the song, I either got to turn it off or I start feeling like, that it's an uncomfortableness because it's taking me back to this moment of anxiety that I felt when I had no control.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now, on a regular day, if you talk to me, I would tell you I'm not a depressive person.
Right.
Because I have friends and I have relatives that are depressive, that are high functioning depressive people that go through depressions, and I see what they deal with.
Right.
But I know also that as a human, because we have the duality, ups and downs, highs and lows, right? That there are moments that I go through something that I can't fucking explain this feeling, where it comes from, how to deal with it, or why I am the way I am right now.
That's okay. So I'll say this, right? So, and I want everybody to know, right? There's, of course, everybody knows the stages of depression, right? But also, there's something called being blue. There's something called dysmorphia. There's something called dysmia. And a lot of people, in my opinion, in Black society anyway, experience dysmia. Dysmia is not necessarily, it is a form of depression, but it's daily, right? Is daily. Like, you may be in your everyday life, you may not suffer from depression, right? But the things you got going on in your life may cause you to be blue and may cause you to have that daily depression because you can't figure out how to fix it. You see what I'm saying? It is bothering you, and it is dragging you down and taking you out of your character because you may feel, oh, this bill may not get paid this month. Oh, how am I going to figure out this? The car note is due, and I'm $350 short. I thought I was going to be getting paid. You see what I'm saying? Like, you're talking yourself into it, right? That's dysmia. That's being blue. Depression, actual depression, is chemical, and you cannot help it. And we need to be able to check that, right?
So there's tests that you can actually
Oh,
check
for sure.
to see that it is a chemical imbalance.
It's a chemical imbalance. You cannot help it. Even when because I was tested for bipolar disorder. So when I say I was spazzing out, I was a hurricane.
So it wasn't bipolar.
No. I turned out not to be bipolar, but I did suffer from mood disorder, panic disorder. But when I say a hurricane, nobody wanted to see me coming home. Nobody. Because in my everyday life, I'm chill, right? I don't care about too much. Yeah, okay. All right, I'll figure it out. When my depression was at its peak, I was coming home and I was no fun. None. Shout out to Rashard, my little brother. He moved in I was Ric Flair. I come home, why this isn't done, why you ain't did this, why ain't this done, why ain't this, I'm paying for this. What the hell is wrong with y'all to where you can't do what I need you to do? And before they could
I've
even
heard this. Oh shit.
and before
Triggered. You just triggered an anxiety moment in me just now.
but that's how it is. And before you know it, now you created a wall against everybody around you. They don't know what's going on. You don't know what's going on. And because you don't know how to explain what's going on with you, you think you're just angry. You don't know that this is something chemically induced in you to respond this way. So
can depression and anxiety be contagious?
No. Now your mood can. Your mood, like you can have
it's some moments where I have definitely felt as if, I mean, at this point, whatever. Okay, so it's some points where I've wondered in my mind, like, before being with this person or interacting with this person or being around this person, do I feel as though my mind would have been in these depressive states that I go in and out of? And now after being with this person, I feel as though if I wouldn't have been around them and their consistent depression or them and their constant depression,
right,
that maybe I wouldn't have the depression sessions that I tend to have or I go into, because my sessions might not necessarily be about them in that instance, but because I've seen how they react to their depression and they live in it. Because some people live in their depression. You know what I mean? You seem like the type of person that once you realize it, you're trying to get out of it.
Correct.
But there are some people that when they're in their depression, not only are they in it, but they're enjoying being. It's almost like they enjoy the way their depression affects other people and the attention that they get from their depression. And so almost as if it makes it communicative.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like the people around you feel like, well, the only way for me to be able to be seen, heard, and effective is to go through this depressive state too. That's where I'm coming with the is it
no, but I will say this. So all right, so let's bring it back. Depression, anxiety and depression is like chemical, right? So as somebody who wants to advocate for people with mental health issues, we have to be very careful about saying, okay, are they doing this for attention? And the only pushback I would give against that is I put it to you this way, right? You ever heard the saying, a crazy person, I hate that, a crazy person doesn't know they're crazy? That's fair to say, right? They don't know it. So it's the same in this scenario here.
They don't know that they're trying to get attention.
They don't know that there's, like, to them everything is fine, and they may think they're just trying to get something across, right? You're just trying to get something across. No different than if when a woman is on her cycle, it changes her body, therefore it's going to change her mood
and her mind.
You can't, as a woman cannot help that. Fellas, hear me clearly. I know, brother. I know. Trust me. I know. But they can't help it, right?
Right.
Can't help it. It's the same thing. When a person with anxiety or depression is in that state, or they're having a manic attack, an anxiety attack, a panic attack, it shows in different ways. But if they're outwardly, just off the handle, they can't help that, right? And we can make it worse by saying, "Oh,
you just want attention.
You're just doing this to get attention." Because I can almost guarantee you, the way I was acting, I don't want that type of attention. You see what I'm saying? I don't want that type of attention. I don't want people telling me what the hell is wrong with me. Why are you acting like this? And then you don't have an answer. You don't know why. Because the questions that I had at my lowest, honestly, I was suicidal.
Really?
At hits, I would laugh, joke, we have a great time, and then when I got by myself, I would cry for hours.
Really?
I would go to my truck, which I no longer have, by the way. I would just sit in the truck and cry before I left. Just cry.
So, on the subject of men, how do we get our men who don't feel as though they have an issue, but we can see that they have an issue, that don't want to engage in therapy, that don't want to take medicine, that feel as though that whole stigma of I'm not crazy.
Right.
How do we change that mindset to get them in a place where they want to continue the therapy? They want to continue to take the medication. They want to be in a place where they can get to a place of feeling good. Because sometimes I wonder if you've been in this place for so long and it's become so normal that you're stuck in it and you can't get out of it.
You know what? So full disclosure, I am a nerd. Right.
Me too.
Like
don't leave me hanging.
I love all I love anime. I love Star Wars. Like I love all that.
And we have some comments too. So
the one thing that I have noticed is that when you're depressed, there's a lot of fear, right? And as the great Yoda has told us all, fear leads to suffering. Suffering leads to the dark side, right? And when you're depressed, at least for me, I was in fear all the time. I
fear that somebody would find out. Well, fear of what? Like, what are you fearful of?
I was in fear that not necessarily people would find out. I was in fear of losing my job. I was in fear that the boss lady, when I worked here, would sit us down and say, "All right, Chubbs, that show was terrible." There was no evidence of it, but I constant fear of, hey, that show wasn't that great. I used to fear getting a call, "Hey, we need to talk. It's not working."
But you were doing and you did so much for the station that you were at a point where you were integral in what was going on in the station. I mean, you surprised the hell out of me with the whole you had put me on that platform so that people could see my show, and you paid for it, and I still to this day haven't figured out a way to really thank you for that highlight that you put upon me. You know what I mean? And so saying that, it's the whole outside looking in thing. I would have never known.
That's what it is. But it also, a trigger response for anxiety is people pleasing. Right? And people pleasing is a condition, right? And I can say today that I am less of one, but I still suffer from people pleasing.
So you saying now that you on medication, you wouldn't have paid for me to be on that platform again?
Probably not. Probably not.
Well, I'm glad your medication is working then.
Probably not. But it was I wanted so bad for people to like me. I wanted so bad to make a good impression. I wanted so bad to be received well that it would take me out of character, because every day I walked in here, I had anxiety. Every day. Every single day I walked in.
Only reason why you should have ever had anxiety was the days that you came in with them flip-flops on and no damn socks on. Them was the days that I was worried about you, because I look at your feet, be like, Chubbs, what the fuck? As a matter of fact, Chubbs, you know I am a nail tech, and I work with geriatric patients.
Understood.
And so I know that you had a bout of gout and things like that. You need someone who knows how to deal with it and be gentle and stuff like that. If you ever want to call me over to your house to give you, your daughter, and your wife a mani-pedi set, you know what I'm saying? You got my phone number, bruh. You ain't got to go sit down at the nail salon and let them people talk about you. I ain't going to talk about you, okay? I'm going to talk about you, but it's going to be loving.
At least in Look, so I would do that, right? And I had to recognize, and I found that out in therapy, is like you go out of your way because you want to be liked. So we all want to be liked to some point, but it becomes a condition. It becomes a problem when you start sacrificing who you are as a person to make people happy. And that comes from trauma as a childhood. Most people don't know that. Is that if you are a people pleaser, and most Black men are people pleasers.
You think so?
I know so, which is why there's so many simps in the world.
Okay, no. Before you go, no, we're not gonna. No, hold on. Let's go to some of these comments, these questions, these comments, because that one right there, boy, he would troll the hell out of y'all with that word. He would troll the hell out of y'all. So look, teacher Anitra said Yana, her daughter, does that too. She's so tired when she get home, like she works a 12-hour factory job.
Yeah, that's. If it was me, and this is just me, I would probably ask, okay, well, like seriously, why are you so tired and what's going on? Because it does show in different ways. That is true. That is fair. Like stress does show itself in different ways. But if she's exhausted like that, okay, then what's going on? Like, let's talk about what's going on. And usually, if you just let a child talk, they'll tell you the problem.
Okay. Bowman Lee said most adults who suffer from anxiety, you can tell because it's in their eyes. Go back and forth and watch some Michael Jackson videos. Most adults had to put their head down or turn away. Now, see, it's always that one person. He also goes on to say it's a energetical things where you feel it's fight or flight.
Yes, fight or flight. Yes, that is true, and that's actually a part of dysregulation for sure. So your body, when you're in anxiety, you see what I'm saying? It's fight, flight, or hide. That's all it. You see what I'm saying? That's all it is. And the thing about it is, when somebody's going into an anxiety attack or panic, that's fight, right?
That's fight.
Like, yes. When they shut down into themselves,
that's flight.
They're done, right? But you also, if you're going to be a mental health advocate, forget going deeper. If you're just going to be a mental health advocate, it's okay to just read it, study, figure out, which is with, and start trying to identify those things with our children. Because believe it or not, our children don't really have anybody to talk to like that. Like when they're at school, they may talk to their friends, but they're not talking to their friends about what's going on
in their mind. Yeah.
And if you don't have a connection with your kid, they're definitely not talking to you, especially if we've already built that wall that says stay in a child's place.
You don't have an opinion.
I don't feel well. Well, you don't feel well because you didn't do the dishes. You see what I'm saying? So they're not going to come talk to you either, which is why it's so important that we be mental health advocates for our children.
Oracle Connect said, "You are amazing, Orrin. This is critical information." Hotspot, Bowman Lee. You know how sometimes you know that. Yeah. Bowman Lee said, "Believe it or not, church can initiate the spark that triggers anxiety by fear mongering."
Yes, right. But that's also based on belief. Like that, like if you don't believe it, you see what I'm saying? But I mean, Black folks are indoctrinated to believe it. So I guess that's a different topic for a different day. But yes.
Teacher Nitra says, "Everyone suffers from the fear of failure. I know I do." And then she goes, "Oh my God, I'm a people pleaser." So I want to break down some of these things that we've said and give people a way to address some of these things. We got to go to a commercial break real quick, but when we get back, we have some more with Orrin. If you would like to have a conversation with him, if you would like to zero in on something very specific, you can give us a call at 404-254-4347. The number is down on the ticker, 404-254-4347. We're going to go ahead and we're going to play a music video, and this music video is a AHNF music video debut. This is a new song, so y'all let me know how y'all like it. We'll run it up if you are feeling it. This song is I'm Cool by Level D. I'm Cool by Level D right here on Hits 92.3, the real definition of internet radio. This is All Hustle, No Fear. Don't go anywhere. We talking mental health. Bye.
Yeah, man, I'm tired. That don't mean that I'm through. I don't need nobody coming around here acting brand new. I don't fool with them fools. I be breaking all the rules. Yesterday I was mad, but today I'm cool. Today I'm cool, but today I'm cool. Yesterday I was mad, but today I'm cool. But today I'm cool, but today I'm cool. Yesterday I was mad, but today I'm cool. Lately, I've been good at avoiding my buttons. I've been dipping on pointless discussions. I've been focused on what I be loving, I be ducking. Bobbing and weaving, the flash of lens, proceed the attempts trying to get me out of pocket. Grip it to my wallet, got my fossil arm chip trapped inside, do not acknowledge. Stepping right over the pothole, smile at the plane clothes. Focus on the bankroll, multiple stream of income, yeah, that's the cheat code. If you ain't know now, you know, so slow down and just think more thorough before they put you under the chair and start claiming Rico. Yeah, man, I'm tired. That don't mean that I'm through. I don't need nobody coming around here acting brand new. I don't fool with them fools. I be breaking all the rules. Yesterday I was mad, but today I'm cool. Today I'm cool, but today I'm cool. Yesterday I was mad, but today I'm cool. But today I'm cool, but today I'm cool. Yesterday I was mad, but today I'm cool. Lately, I've been visually spitting. I seen the image, it's the beginning. I can't end it, it's time to finish. I've been a minute out. I had to break it to pieces and put it back together. Talk about myself, I caught a whiff of blood, savoring the taste. I gotta crush whatever standing in my way. I gotta cool down. I need a smooth sound. I need a few rounds to smoke a few pounds. I need a yeah, man, I'm tired. That don't mean that I'm through. I don't need nobody coming around here acting brand new. I don't fool with them fools. I be breaking all the rules. Yesterday I was mad, but today I'm cool. Today I'm cool, but today I'm cool. Yesterday I was mad, but today I'm cool. But today I'm cool, but today I'm cool. Yesterday I was mad, but today I'm cool.
This project is something that I've never, ever seen Hollister do. This is a real dream come true. Hi, my name is Gerald Brown, and this is the Midwest Kids Hollister Collection. We just invest in real people. I want people to see the clothes and be able to see themselves in it. The collection looks amazing. It's like a dream come true in so many ways.
Sign language, niggas be talking whenever they signing on the line. Please don't chime in, watch it, I got timing on the mind. Line like call it line disease, nigga, you got diamonds on the mind. You never be going in like a driving that McDonald's on the line. Niggas invest in the better your clout, a mind and enough in the better your mouth. Ain't no 10Ks, ain't no relays, nigga, you running a regular route. Either the enemy ready to chow, or you coming with edible style. From a jungle, my effort is wild. Watch the kid, don't step on the child. Born a legend, drawing blessings, while it's peasants, strong weapons. On your seconds, was my lesson, warm my presence, hornet's nest. Born a legend, go and tell him any lessons, no exception. No starting slow, it ain't no Nolan, so it's no inception. Ain't no James, please don't get them home, no leeway. Ain't a team, niggas see us on the freeway. Open road, don't cut in front us like a DJ. Hydroplaning in her DM like a speedway.
Pedal to the floor, 100 miles per hour. I ain't getting tired, never throw in the towel. I'm just going hard while I'm passing lanes, passing lanes, passing lanes. Looking to the sky, see the paper planes. I know what they do, know we made for things, made for life, cause we made these dreams. All in the eyes, now I'm running for the prize. Yeah.
Jetty, I'm ready, I'm kinda awkward but steady. Not awful often, I get it. Popping off on the Senate. Block a flick, life is awful augmented. When you running through the same game and everybody vision. People promise you profit, people promise they poppin'. People problems will pop up, plagiarizing the product, prophesizing the product. Pantomiming was poppin', they little pumping, they purpose. They probably pumping the Perkins. Man, I've been all over, everybody slept like they head was all up on my shoulder. Everybody wept when they seen that boulder coming down the path to success. That's that road closure, I need dynamite. Oh my God, I might just die tonight. If I don't write tonight, then I don't fly, it's not alright. I got it lit that light, I gotta admit, I feel that fright. Like every night that I don't win, feel that tightness all up on my chest. Goddamn, we just get it, we up next.
Pedal to the floor, 100 miles per hour. I ain't getting tired, never throw in the towel. I'm just going hard while I'm passing lanes, passing lanes, passing lanes. Looking to the sky, see the paper planes. I know what they do, know we made for things, made for life, cause we made these dreams. All in the eyes, now I'm running for the prize, yeah.
You'll never ever see my camp losing. Taking shots without thinking, I'm playing shooters. Run you over if you ain't rolling with the damn movement. I'm Superman of my time, Cam Newton, little throwback scrambler. I gotta touch bread every day, don't get donuts manager. Cat outflow, y'all amateurs. Get a rap game and clean sweep, I'm a dope ass janitor. But I'm still dirty from my dirty bandanas. Time on dirty bad dances. Hip hop ain't dead, we just built the studios and ambulances. Music is school when I'm shooting up the campus. We champions and quick pitches. You must have cut your balls off, traded them for a pussy ass some bitch niggas. I'ma get richer, that's the way to go. I make a whole Tory to the paper like stick figures.
I'm a brave of my opposition. RB to my competition. My words are superior, you better listen. I'm a heavyweight, you're not even in my division. Let's get it.
I'm the greatest like Ali, the top of the Billboard charts where you find me. But not just me, it's us team, we a family. Cause we the bestest in the body, music, anatomy. And we are anomalies compared to with what's out. Standing in position, no submission to chase clout. Cause I'm not built for that labor, don't possess that behavior. Let that hate marinate in your blood for the flavor. I hit the ground running, never fumble. Blocking out the haters like Mutombo. Got the killer instinct, DJ Combo. That crown we need it, now we need it pronto. Yeah.
Pedal to the floor, 100 miles per hour. I ain't getting tired, never throw in the towel. I'm just going hard while I'm passing lanes, passing lanes, passing lanes. Looking to the sky, see the paper planes. I know what they do, know we made for things, made for life, cause we made these dreams. All in the eyes, now I'm running for the prize, yeah.
here on Hits 92.3. And we're finishing up the conversation that we have started here with Everybody Hates Chubbs, aka Orrin Carter. He is a
behavioral therapist practitioner and a counselor.
Behavioral say it.
Therapist practitioner.
There we go. And a counselor. And I brought him in today just because I wanted to be able to start a conversation about mental health. We haven't even gone into some of the other things that I would love to talk about, like imposter syndrome, fear of failure, all of these other things. But I really just wanted to focus at first on the anxiety and the depression and the mental illness part. And then, of course, we can have Orrin on more and more to, be our resident therapist and help us through some things, right? So one of the things before we do get out of here that I wanted him to touch on was if you are around someone that needs therapy and you've suggested therapy to them and they give you the excuses of, I don't, as a Black man, I don't want to talk to a Black woman. She ain't gonna understand what I'm going through. I don't want to talk to a white or a white woman or a white man because racism, all that stuff. What do we do? And then they say there's not enough Black male doctors out there that they can relate to. So what do we do when we come across someone who is stubborn to or resistant to treatment, whether treatment is talking to someone, whether treatment is clinical and you give them, they have to take medication? How do we make it through the resistance?
Okay, so I went through that. So I would say first and foremost, it has to go at their own. But you can't make anybody get help, right? But a lot of people, including myself, I always include myself, didn't want to do it because to a lot of people, if the minute you say therapy or counseling, they put it in a term of I need to be fixed. There is something wrong with me. I need to be fixed, and nobody wants to think of themselves as broken. That's very, very triggering. It's very triggering. I 100% believe that when you introducing somebody to therapy, I am saying, okay, hey, look, this is how I feel, and then this is how I think it would help, and then you got to leave it there.
And so that brings in my next question. If you are living with a person that is dealing with these issues and you don't have those same issues, then what do you do? Because eventually it's a put up or shut up, right? Like how long can it's subjective. I don't mean give me a time, but how long can a person deal with someone else, like you said, coming home flying the fuck off before they say, I can't take this anymore? You know what I mean? And it's not that they love that person any less or that they can't deal with that. Well, no, it is that they can't deal with it anymore. But what do we do for those people who are the lovers and the caretakers and the not associates, but the associates of the people who need help?
Okay, so I'm a story person, so I tell you, I try to make it quick as possible. So when I was at my worst, right, I know, man, this is the thing. Man law states you are not supposed to cry in front of your woman. Man law states that because man law states that she will never look at you the same. That is written in our scribes in the caves in Africa.
It don't matter what kind of man you are.
You're not supposed to cry in front of your woman. But I knew I needed help when every single time I got so fed up within my mind with something that was so small, I was in tears. And in addition to me passing out, right, big indicator, in addition to me passing out, I would be in tears. And I remember saying, is there something wrong with me? And the minute I outwardly said that, I'm a very self-aware person. The minute I said, is there something wrong with me? I also realized that's not a question she can answer. So if she can't answer that, you need to go find answers. And a man should not be that unstable in front of his children. That I believe. I don't care now. I don't care about, I'm not a crier, but I also now don't care if I do. Like,
so I never saw my mother have any other emotion other than anger or just whatever her baseline was.
Right.
And to this day, I have said I allow my children to see me be emotional because it allows them to see my humanity. Now, I'm not saying that I allow them to see me like break down.
Right.
But if I'm unhappy or if I'm going through something, I allow my children to not only see me at my discomfort level, but also see me make it through it and work my way through it.
Okay. So what I do, right? I am very vocal about how I feel with things now. Because before I
I'm fine.
Yeah, I'm whatever. I'm good. But I tell the story all the time. My therapist one day said,
is your therapist a man?
No, my therapist is not a man. Actually, that's crazy. I've had 3 therapists, right? One amazing brother. When I say this brother was amazing, he started it off. And then he got like really, really busy. And then he kept like pushing the appointment back and back and back and back. Shout out to him, but I just couldn't wait. Mm-hmm. So we parted ways. The second one, who I thought was the best, who really opened me up, died. And that crushed me. When I say crushed me, and he died around Christmas, it floored me, because it's like, okay, so now I have to re-find another therapist and go through that process all over again. And that broke me.
I've heard people say that therapy doesn't work for them on Zoom. And that's the new thing right now, where you can connect with a therapist on Zoom. Do you think there's a difference between being in your house and watching them through a screen and actually sitting on the couch, laying down, and being in the room with them?
I think you can form a better connection, but I also feel like virtually opens you up to the world more. You see what I'm saying? Me, I want to help as many people as possible, right? And my goal is to get an office by the end of the year. That is a goal of mine. But at the same time, I prefer virtually right now, because I mean, it works on my time, it works on my schedule, and it works on their schedule. Is the connection there? It can be, right? But your therapist is there to help you down the road you choose to take. So when you get in therapy, it is a good therapist is going to listen, of course, right? But a good therapist is also going to challenge you, right? They're not just there to say, okay, I'm listening. Thanks for your $179, and I'm out. You see what I'm saying? That's not how that works. A good therapist is going to give you homework, going to show you things that they see, and then give you pushback on things that don't necessarily add up within yourself. Not necessarily that they think you're lying, but just inconsistencies in your life that you may not necessarily see, so you can connect the dots. And that's what a good therapist is there for. And you don't necessarily need to be in front of somebody to do that. Most people who come see me just want to be heard, right? So in your everyday life, I tell men to do this with their woman all the time. Tell your woman, look, is this something you want me to fix, or do you just want to be heard? You tell me which one, and I'll do that, because I can fix it. But this might not be something you want me to fix. I'll just listen. But most people that come to me just want to be heard because they don't have anybody to talk to. Loneliness is one of the most dangerous, absolutely dangerous places to be, especially for a man, right? Because most men, right? Not all, but most men live depressing lives. Depressing. If you notice, most men don't have friends like that. When we hit to a certain age, we don't have friends like that. Maybe one or two, but they have their own lives, they have their own families. So you're not really just talking to your boy like that, right? Don't talk to your woman like that, because you have to be seen a certain masculine way in front of your woman. So you're not talking to your woman, you're not talking to your friends, your kids don't talk to you. So you're just running in and out of the house, not being heard. And I had somebody tell me, as soon as he got on the call, he's like, man, my life is great. I just don't have anybody to talk to. So I said, okay. I have nothing to say. I put down my pen. I won't talk. You just talk. And when you want me to reply, I will. And just talk. Because most men don't have that. And I know the social media tells you that your relationship should be this way. You should be taking baths together.
Oh my God.
It should be
Social
roses.
media is the main reason why people can't stay together.
It should be all these things. But what a lot of people don't know, especially about men, especially about their man, is they change every day. They go through shit every single day, right? But I personally, who I was when you met me and who I am now are two totally different things.
But I would hope that, though, because you're not a stagnant being. As a human, we are ever changing. I'm not the same person you remember then.
No,
you know what I mean. I'm not the same person. Just I remember the cussing was my dad would not watch this show at the beginning of my tenure here. And I would like to believe that now the person that I am in the way that I come at my show, that he might not always be comfortable watching, but he might be able to tune in for right. I can deal with a little bit of this.
Oh no, my mother was the same way. My mother, she couldn't watch Selective Outrage at all. And my mother would constantly tell me, I didn't raise you like that. She would constantly tell me that. But
one of my favorite Orrin comments is, I'm not fat. Only fat women are fat.
But I still actually believe that. But I'm
gonna find out if he posts that today. Because that one stopped everybody. Everybody said, wait a minute now. But this is what's crazy. Alix, my co-host that be up here every once in a while now, Alix, she said, no, he's right. And I said, excuse me, what? She was like, men can't be fat. Only women can be fat.
That is correct.
And I said,
that is correct.
This nigga's trolling, and you're allowing him to.
That's correct. I'm just saying that, when men walk through the door, right? most men in this day and age in Atlanta, we're just talking purely Atlanta,
Mm-hmm.
are single,
Mm-hmm.
right? Are single, and they don't really have friends. The kids they do have don't talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? If you are, and I love Andrew Tate, but he is right in the fact that if you are a man and you work at Starbucks,
Mm-hmm.
you are one of the lowest people online. Nobody is answering your DMs. You're just average all around. Nobody is talking to you, and that can be hurtful, and that can be very, very depressing. The average woman, right? The average woman still can. You might not like who is talking to you or the people that are coming your way, but a woman can still get daily conversation from any man she wants in the lieu that there might be sex somewhere involved. A man, that's not happening. So most men are very, very lonely and very, very depressed, right? Because they don't feel, and this is for me talking to
I've heard
those
men say they're
that
lonely in their relationships.
very, very, because you can't talk to anybody.
But isn't that your fault? Like, I'm here, I'm willing to listen. I ask you questions. I want, baby, what's wrong? What's going on with you?
Right.
Talk to me. But you just be like, nothing. So how is that? How I'm not saying you're blaming the woman. I'm just saying, how is that our fault? Or better yet, if you let's just say this, because it is Atlanta, right?
Mhm.
What if you're in a male relationship? Okay, you chose to be with another guy. Shouldn't you be able to talk to that nigga?
This is the thing. All right. So this I'll say this. When I know me, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the things that I'm into, the things I was into, just say when you met me,
Mm-hmm.
I'm literally no longer into. So the things I'm into now, right? I like guns. I like knives. I keep at least 2 to 3 on me at all times.
Guns or knives?
I own one, but I keep at least 2 to 3 knives on me at all times.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
And but I'm into that. I'm into weapons. I'm into self-defense.
Mhm.
Right. I'm into those things. Hey, I could care less for them. I didn't have an issue with them before. I love them now. Right. So I'm into those things. Clearly, I'm into psychology and so like clearly I'm into that. The things that I find funny, I used to find funny, I no longer find funny, right? I feel, and this goes for men and women, I'll be fair. You change what you're into all the time, right? But if you don't allow the person that you're with to grow and you always see them as this, you'll never get anywhere. You'll never listen, I'm not a fan of Tyler Perry. I do love how he employs black people. I am not a fan of this.
I don't have to watch none Tyler Perry movie, but that man is an amazing person to me.
No, for sure. Right. But the one thing he did get right is when he said, you need to find out what your person is into every 3 to 4 years, because it changes. And you got to be able to grow with them. And now to walk that around the block with men specifically do not change outwardly. So men, they may find something, let's just say they're scrolling YouTube, right? Because it does work like this. They'll scroll YouTube, let's say they've never been into hunting before. Never. Scrolling YouTube, you know how you go down the rabbit hole on YouTube. Oh, this is cool. You watch one video turns into 2 video turns into 10, then it turns into an obsession, and then that obsession turns into a hobby. Now he wants to go camping. You, as his woman, have never went camping. Y'all never talked about camping. What is he even? You see what I'm saying? He tells you, hey, let's go camping. Camping? You ain't never. The minute you do that, you shut him out. I'm talking about the second you do that, because that is him opening up to you. Hey, let's go camping. I've been this, that, and the third. And the minute you, as his woman, say camping, You ain't never been camera before in your life. Why we gonna go camera? He's done with you. Because it only takes a one. Men are used to rejection. Let's be clear. Men get rejected every day. So the minute you reject him, because that's essentially what you're doing, the minute you reject this new ideology that he has, he's done with it. You won't hear it anymore. He's not going to talk about it with you anymore. You won't see him looking it up around you, because he's done with you from that standpoint. So then it comes about, oh, you don't talk to me. Oh, well, he did.
We've got to have you back because it's time for us to get off, and I've got so many more questions. And like I said, I know some people who need to definitely call you. So with that in mind, are you taking new clients?
I am.
Okay. How can someone get in contact with you, either for themselves or for a loved one? And with that being said, how young do you take clients?
18.
Okay. So go for it. Let's get it.
I am taking men and women clients as young as 18. You can call me at 678-531-8363. Or you can go to my IG at Everybody Hates Chubbs, and you can set up a date on the calendar, and then we can do a discovery session. I love doing discovery sessions because I love getting to meet new people, and we can set it up from there. And just so you know, it is coming. I also am creating a vent line, right? So you know how you have a suicide helpline? Some people just need to vent, and there's nobody to vent to. So you'll be able to call in. Either somebody or a voicemail will just sit there and listen to you. You can yell, you can scream, you can do whatever you want. It is completely anonymous and free, and you hang up and you're done. And however many times you need to do that, you can do that. You won't have to worry about anybody calling you back. You don't have to worry about anybody reaching out to you unless it's deemed suicidal. Then that'll be reported and somebody will call you. But it's strictly for you to yell and cuss and scream. If you want to yell, cuss, and scream at your kids and you can't do it, it's there. You want to yell, scream, cuss about your wife, yell, scream, cuss about your husband, you can do it. It's completely free, and I hope you enjoy it because I love talking to people and I love therapy. I love helping people.
That's what's up. That's what's up. I really do appreciate this, Chubbs, because watching your growth, watching you change, watching you mature, you know, because it is a maturity.
Yeah.
It's exciting, you know. You do have to be very self-aware to realize that you need to change and something's wrong. And self-reflection has to be evident to be able to do that. And it takes a very special person to be able to look at self and say, in all honesty and with the nicest way, I'm the crazy one. This might be me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As I love to say, you are not always the hero in everybody's story. And when they tell the story, bitch, you the toxic one. Okay. I know you telling everybody that they the toxic one, but in their story, it's you.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So I really do appreciate this. And we've got to find a way to make this more consistent. I feel like at least once a month, we got to find you a day where we know that this is Chubbs Day. It's the 31st or it's the last day of the month or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Right. And Chubbs is going to come in here and he's going to allow you guys the space and the opportunity to just call in and yell. Don't call in my show and just yell. I can't take it. My anxiety is not going to let me deal with that, but we will give you more opportunities to have more discussions because it's so extensive as far as this goes, because the brain it's a mystery, and my brain is different from his brain, and his brain is different from his wife's brain, from his best friend's brain, from his co-host brain, from everybody else. And we need to find a way to make this non-taboo-ish. Right. You know, we got to take away the taboo from it. So you guys, we got to go. Again, this is episode 498. All right. Y'all already know Tuesdays. It's a sent in show. You know, it's a repeat. We not live on Tuesdays, but we'll be back on Wednesday with 499. And on Thursday, I have my 500th episode here on the Hits 92.3 platform. Hell, here on anybody's platform, because I'm only Hits, baby. only hits. That's all I do, okay? Hits fam for life. If you would like to support me, or if you would like to show love for the 500th episode, I know you like to get something in return. Everybody don't want to just send me $40. You feel like you tricking off, or you a... Come on, say it. Or you a simp. There we go. There we go. So if you need to get something for your money, you can go ahead and go to allhustlenofear.com. Go up to the top, hit the drop down box. It'll show you paraphernalia. You go ahead and get you some AHNF gear. Make sure you, when you get it, you send me a picture so I can show everybody how fly you are. Also, if you have a business and you would like advertising right here on the All Hustle No Fear Network or on the Hits 92.3 platform, all you got to do is hit me up. You can go to allhustlenofear.com as well. If you have music and you want your music debuted right here on the All Hustle No Fear show, just like we played that new music video today, you can go ahead and do the same thing. Allhustlenofear.com, submit my music. And if you would like to come in and have an interview for your passion project, your brand, your music, your political campaign, or whatever it is, guess where you go? allhustlenofear.com. All right. So we got to get out of here. And it's something that I haven't been saying in a long time that I need to go ahead and start ending my show with. Before I do, Teacher Anitra said, I learned so much today. Thank you, Chubbs.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
And y'all can make sure y'all follow him at Everybody Hates Chubbs. That's CUBBZ. On all social media platforms. He's Everybody Hate Chubbs. You'll see it say Selective Outrage. That's still the picture, right?
Yeah, on YouTube. On my IG page is just me.
It's just you? Okay, bet. So y'all make sure y'all go follow him and show him some love as well. He's an amazing person. What was I about to say?
Thanks for coming out. Good night, everybody.
Thanks for coming out and good night, everybody. I just want to run my business and do ratchet shit with my friends. That's it. And since we've been talking about mental and having good, we got to have good mental health. I'm going to play some good mental music because y'all know how I feel about that. What you bring in is absolutely a reflection of how you put out. So this is Londrell with Vibrate Higher here on Hits 92.3. See you tomorrow.
I command all the fathers from all time immortal to be upon us in this moment. I salute the Father in you, 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 Father in you. We exalt the Holy Father in us so we can align with the Holy Mother, and we can continue the creation.
All praises to the Most High. I've been raising my vibration, yoga meditation, just sticking to the basics, living in the matrix. It's cynical and crazy, but I've been swimming in amazement, writing all these verses, reversing all my curses, walking in my purpose, doing it on purpose. I'm sure, I'm certain, I'm pure, not perfect. I rise in service of God, I'm a servant, take me high. All praises to the Most High. I've been hustling my whole life. I know the struggle, I know both sides. I'm at your neck like a bow tie. I don't know death, I'm pro-life. I cannot stress, I'm so love and so light and so bright. And me and God are so tight, the light of my life. I'm reaching new heights while I'm reciting my wife. I'm going bravely, ooh, I'm doing greatly. Life's amazing, I guess it is what you make it. This is prayer, this is affirmation. I've been healing, I've been feeling, I've been raising my vibration. I've been raising my vibration. I've been patient, I've been waiting. I've been patient, y'all. I've been raising my vibration. I've been healing, I've been praying. I've been raising my vibration. I've been patient, I've been waiting. I've been stacking, I've been saving, I've been healing, I've been praying, meditating, affirmations. I've been raising my vibration. I've been hella patient, meditating, lighting, saging, elevating. That's amazing. Dedication, self-preservation. I'm a walking revelation for every agent in the matrix. I'm a king, I'm a lion, I'm a giant, I'm Messiah, I'm in Zion. I'm prolific, I'm so gifted. I see the vision in my third eye, it's so vivid. I've been raising my vibration. I've been patient, I've been waiting. I've been patient, y'all. I've been raising my vibration.
We will rebrand man and shape the future of humanity within the possibility of father. So our children can go farther, and our women can be supported as we move forward.
I've been raising my vibration.
Once neglected, now protected, most respected and reflected. Yeah, I've been raising my vibration, healing the hurt, doing the work, never revert, to whack vibes that came first. Peace in your mind, peace in your soul, peace in your home. Keeping it real enough to grow, that's how you'll know. You're raising your vibration, that's how you'll know. Yeah, you're raising your vibration. Transfiguration, out of stagnation. She remembered who she was, that's a daily affirmation. Don't be mistaken, you're still evolving and amazing. Rebirth and genesis, just like a chrysalis. Journey in grace, protecting your space. Trust your intuition. In the liminal space, your ancestors been waiting. Your higher self been praying day by day. Keep raising your vibration, yeah.
I've been raising my vibration. I've been patient, I've been waiting. I've been patient, y'all. I've been raising my vibration. I've been healing, I've been praying. I've been raising my vibration. I've been patient, I've been waiting. I've been stacking, I've been saving, I've been healing, I've been praying. Meditating, affirmations, I've been raising my vibration.
You are now tuned in to Hits 92.3 ATL, the real definition of internet radio. Download the app in the Google Play Store or the iTunes Store, and make sure you tune in each and every day to all of the dope shows that we have on this platform.